Facebook.com/Talkonly。跟住咧就有阿 Timmy 啦，你好，係咁啊，仲有 S 聽眾啦，係大家好，係最後一個。應該先講下，咁係應該聽我哋聲，聽緊聲音直播應該開始聽到個聲，即係駁咗而家直播，即係出街嗰啲市場嗰啲嘢。開波啦！
To everyone affected by the recent tragedy in Orlando, our hearts are with you. And you should know you are not alone. The gaming community mourns with you.
咁一開波咧，咁就係 Phil Spencer 而 Xbox 嘅 head 啦，咁就先係啱啱喺呢個環島嗰個佈置嘅場都出事嘅人咧，就道歉嘅。 開場咧播一段片嘅，咁就係 Introducing Xbox One S 呢幾個字都好高評。係啦，咁啊國版啦，尋日嘅傳聞係一樣啊，即係咩40細啲啊，白色啊 ，BB 係啦，能夠係咁 BB 啦，咁啊可以打直啦。即係舊嗰部其實唔得嘅，咁但係會好快虧咯，而家係講到明。咁同埋咧有樣嘢幾得意喎，係咯，咁就真係來自火牛啦，換晒人真係舊人係強啲啊，你要攞出嚟，而家新人可以擺佢落去咯。呢個電視冇話有 Blu-ray 咧，或者勁骨料都有，以前都有 Blu-ray 嘅。咁但係係啦，咁佢要有即係佢之前係只係即係 support 到佢1080 Full HD 嘅，咁而家嘅講法咧就係新嗰個 4K 啦，有 HDR 啦，咁同埋咧
This is the 2016 Xbox E3 briefing. Please welcome the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer.
Good morning, everyone. We are pleased to welcome the new Xbox One S console, the smallest Xbox One yet, to the Xbox One family of devices starting this August. On behalf of Team Xbox, I'd like to welcome you to what I believe is going to be a special show for us, our fans, and what we expect to be another great E3 for the industry. Welcome to those of you here with us at the Galen Center, and welcome to the millions watching us around the world. Today, we will show you how we are creating more choice in your gaming experience than ever before. More exciting hardware, more innovation on Xbox Live, and of course, more exclusive games. So let's kick things off with one of our most acclaimed game franchises in history. Please welcome from the Coalition, studio head, Gears co-creator, my friend, Rod Ferguson.
Thanks, Phil. Good morning, everybody. In addition to showing off all the HDR goodness the new Xbox One S delivers, Gears 4 will also be one of the first titles in the new Xbox program, Xbox Play Anywhere. This icon means when you buy the game digitally, you get to own it and play it on both Xbox One and Windows 10 PC. And that's with your progress and your achievements saved on Xbox Live and shared across both platforms, all at no additional cost to you. And beyond that, when Gears 4 is released on both platforms this October, every co-op mode in the game will support crossplay. So players on Xbox One and Windows 10 can play together through the co-op campaign, co-op multiplayer, and yes, even the all-new Horde mode. Now, to help me demonstrate the co-op campaign, I'd like to introduce Gears 4 co-star and my friend, the voice of Kate, Laura Bailey. Hi, Laura.
Hello, Rod. I am so excited to show off the campaign. In this demo, Kate's mother, Raina, has been abducted by a monstrous new threat, the Swarm. And it's up to our team to save her before it's too late. So, let's take a look.
Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive.
Xbox Play Anywhere 係咩咧？就係當你買咗你嘅 Xbox One 咧，咁類似係譬如之前開 幫襯 break 呢個應該係一次。
Swarm just keep coming.
原理上咧就類似係Sony Xbox One，
Not if we're gonna save
咁
room.
但係佢就話會可以支援呢邊玩完，跟住就可以去隔離攞成係啦，攞翻
Ready or
啲
not? Let's get back out there.
啲就可以接住，跟住包成
Take cover! Storm is tearing this dam apart!
Shoobies!
有人係
And now we've got
緊要
drones!
熱身因為咧其實會天反即係放高版啲嘅放落成我 stream 咁技術出得嘅話
We're clear! Now what?
Now we get across!
所以佢而家新 update 係翻
Damn it! It's dug in! I can't get a shot!
Any ideas?
咁可能咧即係
What are you doing? That thing's been down a long
啲
time!
嘅
I know, but I'm hoping your bombs still have a little kick left in them. Hey, use the siege beast and rain some hell down on that turret!
咁同埋咧就係班文就話咧，其實可能搞 Xbox 係啊，做咗佢 Phil Spencer 第一個Xbox
Here we go!
咁Phil Spencer 咧喺早兩日就話咧今
Hey,
晚
try popping them in the air!
佢仲邀請咗係等於 Zero Hour Zero Day 嗰個即係3月嗰一次嘅已經，所以其實係
Well, get ready, because here comes another one!
幾大。
Turret's down!
跟住就係
Too much kick! Look out! I can't believe that worked! Come on, let's go!
咁另外咧就係Oscar 話佢話上 Xbox 網站係試過即刻所有自呢
This'll work!
粒前出睇下冇錯，
Hey,
即
you
係
look
之
like
前
you
講
need
過
a
啦，即
pick
係
me up! Off you go!
Guys, can use an assist over here! Your ship came in! Hey, help me with this!
係個界面都係嗰種咯，但係要留意就係因為已經唔係 app，而家係
Great. Out of the storm and
大家開咗個新 studio，
really?
即係撳我嘢得兩隻嘢睇得，即
Now
係
this I can use.
Look out! Sniper!
英國咧就 A 呢隻咧 S A 嘅，你換咗人之後咧係血腥，因為佢而家 sell。佢係 sell 即係個古仔係話，即係自己一年之後，即係3個嘅自己一年之後咧，咁嗰啲嘢就即係雖然上講嗰啲，但係咧出嚟就有啲更加強大嘅效果，所以佢可以變到更加正，所以佢當係。
Get the nest!
我感覺係點解咧？佢係 sell，
Watch out!
因為新機可能而家即係 test 啲，
Hurry, get to the next
即
one!
係有啲以前嗰啲。
Whoa! Storm ball's here!
We gotta make a run for that substation!
但係而家係新嗰啲都係咁，但係有個即係都有人問嘅就話：咁如果係咁落嘅話，唔係所有人機都所有你係咁其實喺上個禮拜咧，佢哋即係Xbox 即係入邊就係 range 嘅就話仲會有啲人 Xbox 佢話咁當然有啲 Halo 相關嘅
Swarmer unconnected, right? In your hives.
Halo 5 card
Well then, broadcast this. We're getting my mother back. Then we're burning your.
你頭先嗰下咧，講句唔聲。
Welcome home, James.
咁10月又撞
Don't stop! Keep going!
晒
Try and dodge this!
事啦。
Anyone else?
They're everywhere!
你會出 Gears 嘛？係咯，出 Gears 嘛。但係即係跟住落嚟係 Elite 就係咪要support？即係新嘅 Elite 就係係啦，如果係咁就
Please welcome Community Manager for Killer Instinct, Rukari Austin.
Thank you. I want to start by saying thank you to the nearly 7 million Killer Instinct players out there. Your passion is what has made KI the most played fighting game on Xbox One. It's because of you that we brought KI to Windows 10 in March. And we're absolutely blown away to say that since then, 2.5 million matches have been played between players on Xbox One and Windows 10. It's also because of you that we've brought in incredible guest characters, like Rash from Battletoads, Arbiter from Halo, and we're not quite done yet. So it's time for our next character to emerge, a special gift out there for all those Gears fans, and we're excited to bring him to the fight.
Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive. Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive.
哦，係啊，我覺得佢好似諗住年尾出啲啊，咁成，再加上PS4 都已經係細嘅，係有隻新嘅。
What a wicked game to play.
哦，即係去澳洲嗰有樹
Me
就
feel this way. What a wicked
正傳就有餐廳做啦，英國嗰邊啦，跟住咧就服裝咧有唔同嘅攝影做，即係大家都係叫科神喺英國係專業賽車都係識分即係啲人即係正傳但係即係科神嘅多，即係調翻轉嚟我哋係正啲時光比較多。
With you.
Please welcome from Playground Games, Ralph Fulton.
Good morning and welcome to Australia. It is great to have the opportunity today to show you the beauty and the action-packed fun of Forza Horizon 3. I'm joined on stage today by some of our team who will be showing you our world gameplay premiere. Please welcome Karen, who'll be playing on Xbox One S in HDR. She'll be driving her favorite BMW M4, customized with a wide body kit. Andy, playing on a high-end 4K Windows 10 PC with his favorite steering wheel, will be piloting an off-road racing buggy. And Terence, also on PC, will be driving this 800 horsepower trophy truck, ideally suited for some of Australia's most extreme terrain. And Bill, on Xbox One, is in the new Lamborghini Centenario, the perfect car to open up on some of the game's fastest highways. And we start with Bill, who's putting the Centenario through its paces on the fast, sweeping and scenic roads of the Yarra Valley. While Karen, in her BMW, is weaving through traffic in a straight race along the Great Ocean Road. Meanwhile, in the outback, Terence and his trophy truck take part in an off-road convoy through Ormiston Gorge. And finally, Andy is racing his buggy against an airborne Jeep in one of Horizon's signature showcases, which are back and more spectacular than ever. We have taken the Horizon Festival to Australia. As you can see, it's the largest, most diverse, most beautiful, and most fun open world we've ever built. And it is packed with new driving experiences, with new terrain, with new gameplay and challenges, and with all new vehicle types joining the largest car roster ever seen in Horizon. And Forza Horizon 3 also offers 4-player campaign co-op for the very first time. Now, Bill has invited his friends to join him in co-op so they can race to the beach and help him in his next event. When Bill's friends join, their worlds synchronize with his. Time of day, weather, traffic, and drive avatars. Let's watch them join. With a single button press, Andy can join Bill's session instantly and seamlessly, like all of Horizon's online modes. Joining co-op is just that easy. And Andy and Terence are now in the same co-op session with Bill and Karen and take a shortcut through the rainforest to catch up with them on their way to the beach. And now that they're all together, the race is on. Experience the laid-back fun of Horizon with your friends. Whether you're pulling off amazing stunts, racking up skill points, or exploring the world. Between Xbox Live, crossplay, and instant co-op, this is the most social Forza ever. As an Xbox Play Anywhere game, Forza Horizon 3 is coming exclusively to Xbox One and Windows 10 this September 27th. Thank you.
Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive.
Tell them that I told you, won't be any longer. Never gonna leave you. He's heading over yonder. I told you, I told you, I told you. When you're rolling like a stone, when you're shaking in your bones, I'll be waiting here for you.
如果你純粹賽車遊戲嘅話，咁就定嘅，其實定啦，一定要長期其實佢可能係Horizon 嗰啲我哋。係啊，呢個係我係同埋其實好似係 Xbox One 佢都會快，咁就係佢會傾晒你自己買，即係只要你唔時間啲上咁佢會記低住。佢就會將你用 AI 咧設定，咁跟住咧，當你下次上網玩嘅時候咧，咁當另外一個上網玩嘅時候咧，咁你就會見到唔知點解咧，隔離有一堆人喺度上網，點解咧？就有啲人喺即係咪就包就鋸咗人，跟住之後咧就當你上對呢啲嘅理解，即係之前，咁就會避免咗，即係你好似迪士尼遊戲如果過咗咧。
Ladies and gentlemen, from Square Enix, Game Director Hajime Tabata and Senior Product Manager Matthew Kishimoto.
係啊，但係 F10 都有嘅。
Hello everyone. Today, I want you all to see and experience the world of Final Fantasy 15. We are excited to show you the first ever demo on Xbox One. I will be played by Matt. It will be played by Matt. Take it away, Matt.
Thank you, Tabata-san. Before we move on to the gameplay, I would like to explain a little bit about the demo we're about to show. What we're about to see is the trial of Titan. Noctis and his allies are being tested by the gigantic Titan. But while they're fighting, the opposing army joins the fray, setting up a chaotic three-way battle. We're excited to show how fast and fluid the battle system is in Final Fantasy 15, which has never been achieved in any of our previous titles. Now, let's move on to the demo.
咁所以就自此咧就係即係親，尤其是 Square Enix 嗰啲咧，啲人就有。I'm not gonna take any more of this crap。咁嗰陣時嗰下有啲人係實嘅話，邊有可能會出價？但係即係呢啲嘢就快嘅啫。咪咯，俾得起錢就即刻有啦。咁啊，同埋咧啱啱咧，我哋一路講嘅時候，嗰個遊戲啦，即係佢係將嗰啲咩啲機嗰啲金屬機械咧，我自己 miss us apologies， 即係係啊，當係你打啲機械，詳情都係冇嘅。93但係我想講，我哋科曬跟住連科又走，係咯，咁啊跟住就係，我估唔到會係，其實我都估唔到，即係我估係錯。唉，我俾人黐住。Star Wars 嗰啲正。 本上見到佢揸手掣咧，休計喎，咁有啲人就會，即係當然有啲人會話你下格，即係有啲大家係而家真係係啊！而家以前就真係即係你 real time 都已經有，以前就好難講，即係講緊可能PS2、PS1，係而家正確。
Thank you, Matt. That was great. Final Fantasy 15 will be released on September 30th. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Thank you.
Our enemies didn't run away. They regrouped. They have complete control over the underground of New York, and they're preparing to hit us again. Get ready and take the fight to them.
咁啊，呢個係應該如果冇錯係 Division 20嘅，係 First on Xbox 啊，Division Underground。咁如果你有買係啦，補充一下啦，咁而家微軟都學正嘅，即係都會同 Sony 搶下啲宣傳。咁 Division 咁另外
Please welcome General Manager at DICE, Patrick Bach.
好彩嘅咧就係搶咗 Battlefield 1，佢搶搶 Call of Duty，咁今年係撞正啲。
Thank you, everyone. With Battlefield 1, our team's ambition was to deliver a unique and memorable experience for you, our players. And I'm excited by what we have created. It's a truly epic warfare, and it could only be experienced at the dawn of all-out war, World War I. Battle 1 pushes the boundaries of gameplay, immersion, strategy, and team play. And the result is the most dynamic battlefield we've ever created. From epic 64-player experiences to dramatic single-player moments.
Thank you. 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 Before we start with the keynote, we'd like to take a moment to talk about the tragedy that occurred yesterday in Orlando, Florida. We offer our deepest sympathies to everyone whose lives were touched by this violence. It was senseless, unconscionable act of terrorism and hate aimed at dividing and destroying. The Apple community is made up of people from all around the world, from all different backgrounds and all different points of view. We celebrate our diversity. We know that it makes us stronger and moves everyone forward. Please rise and join us in a moment of silence to honor the victims and the people who love them.
Battlefield 1咧，我哋可以追下㗎。Battlefield 1咧就會係10月21號登場啦。咁因為微軟
Thank you.
EA 有 EA 所以係
Hello and welcome to WWDC 2016. It's great to be here at the legendary Bill Graham Auditorium in beautiful San Francisco. We have a really big and jam-packed morning planned for you, and we couldn't be more excited. Let me give you some details on the conference this year. This is our 27th Worldwide Developers Conference. The developer community has never been more vibrant. We now have 13 million registered developers, with 2 million added in the last year alone. The conference this year sold out. Over 5,000 attendees and millions more watching on the live stream. This is truly a worldwide conference. We have people here from over 74 countries. We're excited that we're attracting so many new developers. Over 70% of the attendees at the conference this year are attending the conference for the very first time. And we're investing in the next generation of developers. We've awarded 350 scholarships this year. These guys are incredible. If you see them, make sure that you congratulate them. We have over 100 attendees at the conference this year that are under 18 years of age. The youngest is only 9. Wow. I met her yesterday, and she is going to make one heck of a great developer. Now, this week is about helping you get the most out of our platform. So we have over 100 engineering-led sessions and over 150 hands-on labs with over 1,000 Apple engineers on site here to help you through the week. The App Store started 8 years ago with only 500 apps. Recently, we passed a major milestone. We now have 2 million apps on the App Store. Your 2 million apps have been downloaded 130 billion times. And as you know, the App Store is the best business opportunity for developers. We're about to pass $50 billion paid directly to developers. This is absolutely amazing. And of course, successful developers translates to us having the best apps on our platform for users. And this is what really matters. Now, we have a busy morning planned, but I'd like to take a moment to talk about why we do what we do at Apple. Our North Star has always been about improving people's lives by creating great products that change the world. And we've been doing this for a long time. But today, for the very first time, we're going to talk to you about 4 Apple platforms. Each of these platforms is category defining and world changing. The Macintosh changed personal computing. Today, it's the most innovative and loved personal computer on the planet. iPhone changed phones forever. It's the best smartphone experience and the gold standard by which everything else is measured. The iPad magically transforms a glass canvas into anything that you want it to be. It's our clearest expression of the future of personal computing. Apple Watch, only 1 year old, it's already the ultimate device for a healthy life. And Apple TV just announced last fall, based on the idea that the future of TV is apps. It's already transforming the biggest screen in our homes. Now, we love creating great apps. We love creating great products that change the world. But we can't do it alone. developers are a crucial part of that journey. You are a part of everything that we do, everything that we will do going forward. Because it's together that we enrich people's lives. Now, we offer you 4 incredible platforms that power these world-changing product experiences. watchOS, tvOS, OS X, iOS. We're going to move each of these platforms forward today. And we'd like to get started with watchOS. And to do that, I'd like to invite Kevin Lynch up. Kevin?
Thank you, Tim. So I am really excited to talk with you about watchOS and show you some of what's ahead. Now, people who are using Apple Watch love it, particularly for quick glances at information and quick interactions. And our top focus is performance, and we've made optimizations across the entire system, including a serious acceleration in app launch time. Your app should actually respond instantly. And the information you look at should be updated before you go look, so it's ready the instant that you are, so you're not waiting. In watchOS 3, your favorite apps can respond instantly. So let's take a look. So we're going to accomplish this by keeping your favorite apps in memory. We're going to support background updates of data and refresh the information so it's ready the instant that you are. And then we support quickly launching these apps and interacting with them. This is going to work for both the built-in apps and third-party apps. Let's take a look at an example. This is watchOS 2, and we're going to look at an app called OneFootball. We're going to launch it from the complication on the bottom left. We're going to see how long it takes. So here we are launching the app. It takes a few seconds to launch. And then once it launches, it loads some data, and it updates. There we go. So that is a pretty typical example of watchOS 2. Now we're going to take a look at OneFootball launching in watchOS 3. Are you guys ready? Okay, don't blink. That's it. So that example is about 7 times faster, but it feels like 1,000,000 times faster. So now we've made it really easy to access your favorite apps. You can just press the side button below the crown to show what we call the dock. You can choose which apps go here. You can quickly scroll through them. The apps are now both glanceable and interactive rather than separate concepts. And this is a dramatic improvement in how it feels to use the watch. So this increased performance allowed us to have access to our favorite apps quickly, and we want to be able to access them anywhere. So by using the side buttons, you can get to them easily. Now, another key design goal we had was to make the watch feel more familiar. And so we've done, with the watch face now, we've added Control Center. You just swipe up from the bottom, just like on iOS, and very familiar. So this is a giant improvement in how it feels to use apps and to navigate the watch very simply and easily in watchOS 3. Now we've also made it more powerful to reply to messages. So now when you receive a message, you can see the ways to respond right there. We've removed a step. You don't have to actually press reply now. You can just pick the way you'd like to reply. And if you just scroll down, you'll see your smart replies right below the message. So you can just tap to reply in less than a second. Now, sometimes you don't see exactly the response you like, and you're not in a situation where you can use dictation. So wouldn't it be great if you could just write your message on the watch? Well, we're introducing a new way to do that with something that we call Scribble. With Scribble, you have a new way to respond just by writing what you like on the screen. You can just quickly draw the letters for your message right there, like writing something like Starbucks. You can see the letters go right on top of each other. So that's a great new way to respond with just the response that you like on your watch. Now the watch face is great for quick looks, and it reflects your style, and it's also the character of the device. And we've had Mickey as a fun watch face that I like to use on weekends, but I know what my daughter's going to really love is Minnie is coming to the watch now. And of course, you can choose from a variety of colors for her outfit that match our bands perfectly. Now, one of the most frequent things people do is look at their activity rings. And we're adding a new watch face. So It's a great, beautiful way to see your rings throughout the day. It comes not only in the analog version, but also a really nice chronograph version and a digital version. So a super good way for looking at your progress during the day. We've also added a really simple new face that we call numerals, which is very beautiful. And the hours actually go around the dial during the day, and you can choose from a variety of fonts that match your style. So a really simple new watch face called numerals. Now there's a lot of watch faces to choose from, and we're finding that people are actually switching between faces for different occasions. So we're going to make that super easy. You can now just swipe to switch to the face you'd like to use. And you can choose which faces you'd like and how they're configured so you can easily get to them. We've also added the ability to add more complications to faces, like weather here on the photos face. So now, really simple to navigate and use your watch faces as well. Let's see all of this stuff running live. For a demo, please welcome Stacy Lysick. Stacey.
Thank you, Kevin. Good morning. I could not be more excited to have the opportunity to show you watchOS 3 today. I wake up to my favorite new face, just the girl I've been looking for. Now, in watchOS 3, you have a place to keep all of your favorite apps. You choose which apps go in your dock, and you choose the order. I can bring up my dock by pressing the side button, and I can swipe through my apps one at a time, or lay my finger down on these dots at the bottom of the screen and fly through my dock to get to any app. And the apps in my dock are live, so I can get a quick glance at information without even launching an app, like how close I am to closing my activity rings. And the apps have been redesigned to put me within one tap of the thing I most want to do. Let's take a look at the timer app. One tap to launch it, and it's right there waiting for me. I can still set a custom timer if that's what I want to do, but the most common choices for a timer are right here on the screen. So with one tap, I can set a 10-minute timer and get right back to what I was doing. Even my favorite apps from the App Store can be in my dock, like Sweat with Kayla and Lyft, and they are lightning fast too. Let's take a look. With one tap, I can call a car. Yikes, 3 minutes. I have so much to show you, like new apps, reminders, and Find My Friends that have been designed specifically for this kind of quick interaction. Let's look at reminders. Now I can keep all my lists with me throughout the day and just check things off as I get them done. Here's my bucket list. You don't get to do this very often, but today's just one of those days. Find My Friends takes advantage of background updates to ensure I always have the latest and greatest location for my friends and family. Now I never have to worry about whether my kids got to their activities on time. And we wanted to make changing your watch face as easy as swiping through apps on your dock. And while Mini's fabulous for a casual weekend, sometimes I want to wear something simple and elegant. Now with an edge-to-edge swipe, I can get to my numerals face. And for those of you as obsessed with closing your rings as I am, we now have the activity face. Every time I raise my wrist, I get to see those big, beautiful rings reminding me to get up and get moving. And I can launch my workout right from the face. With a new quick start feature, I can bypass setting up a goal and just get started. I didn't really come dressed for a workout today, so I'm going to swipe over, end that, and take us back to our watch face. Notifications are still right where you think they'd be, pulled down from the top of the screen. This is a message I saved from my friend Isabel. She's been teaching me a little Mandarin, and she wants me to reply about dinner tonight in Chinese. I can do that with the new Scribble feature. Scribble works in English and Chinese, and it knows what language my keyboard has been set to. So with my finger, I can write out the message. Or 8 o'clock. Those are just a few of the features of watchOS 3, but of course there's more. Back to Kevin.
That was awesome, Stacy. Thank you. And it's so exciting to achieve this new level of performance on the watch. And we're finding that people who are wearing Apple Watch wear it all the time. And this opens up some new great ways that we can help. And one of these is actually getting help in critical situations, just by pushing a button that's actually on you. So you might be having a medical emergency, for example, or a safety situation. And we're going to be able to help with that with SOS on the watch, and to make it easy to call for help. To activate it, you just press and hold the side button. It's going to count down to let you know it's calling 911. And then you're going to be on a live call with emergency services right on your watch. And this works either as a cellular call via your iPhone or directly from the watch if you're connected to Wi-Fi. And after you're done talking on the phone with emergency services, the watch will automatically notify your emergency contacts. You'll send them a message. And the message also will include a map of your current location so they know where you are and they can coordinate with each other. Now, after sending the message, your watch will actually now show your medical ID, which is also a new feature in watchOS. And it has things like, for example, your age and allergies and other information you'd like to put there. And SOS works not only just in the US, but it works internationally. So for example, you might be traveling to someplace like Hong Kong, and you might not know what the emergency number is to call, but your Apple Watch does. So in this case, it calls 999 rather than 911. So this is an emergency feature that isn't one that you will use often, but when you need it, it's going to be there, and that's SOS. Now, one of the primary reasons people are wearing the watch today is for fitness and health. And we're enhancing the activity and workout apps, and we're adding a new app that we think you're going to love. Take a look at this. Please welcome Jay Blahnik.
Thanks, Kevin. So we know that one of the most popular apps on the Apple Watch is the Activity app. And as Kevin and Stacy have mentioned, many people have told us that they actually become more active because they become addicted to closing the activity rings. And we love hearing that. But we also know that many people are motivated by other things. Some people are motivated by getting support from their family and friends. And if you're like me, you're motivated by good old-fashioned competition. And we wanted to make that possible as well. So with watchOS, we're introducing activity sharing. And it couldn't be simpler. All you have to do is swipe to the right of your own activity rings, and there you will see your selected family and friends rings as well. Now you can sort by whatever metric is most important to you. So you can sort by steps, you can sort by workouts, you can even sort by exercise minutes. Here you'll see that I've sorted by the move ring, and I'm right where you'd expect me to be. I'm getting my butt kicked by Stacy, but I'm annihilating Jeff, which makes me very happy. If you want to see more details, all you do is tap on anyone on your activity list, and you'll get an up-close look at their activity rings. But you can also see things like their daily step count and their workouts, even from third parties. But one of my favorite features is that you can communicate directly with the people that you're sharing activity with right in the Activity app through messages. And when you do, you'll get smart replies that are geared around fitness and activity. Some are supportive, some are a little more competitive, but you can also do some fun things. For example, at the end of a workout, you could send your racing heart rate to one of your activity friends. Or your racing heart rate to one of your activity friends, or you can also send smack talk in your own voice right through audio messages. So we think this is going to be a great way for you and your friends to stay motivated to keep each other active, and we can't wait for you to try it. Now, our team has been working hard to enable features that would allow more people to use the activity and workout apps. And one group we've been thinking a lot about is wheelchair users. Now, many wheelchair users already have an Apple Watch. And they've written us and told us that they love it because it gives them instant access to messages and notifications right from their wrist. And this is particularly important because many wheelchair users have to tuck away their iPhone securely throughout the day. But to do a great activity and workout experience, we also recognize that we couldn't just use the same algorithms that we've used for non-wheelchair users because the biomechanics are completely different. For example, many wheelchair users use a semicircular technique when they're pushing their wheelchair throughout the day. But as the terrain changes and the speed changes, they may switch to an arc technique or a single loop over technique. And this is what makes it complicated. These are only a few of the techniques that they may use. We knew that to do this right, we not only have to do a lot of studies, but we would also need to enlist the help of experts. So we worked with the Challenged Athletes Foundation and the Lakeshore Foundation. These are two of the world's largest organizations that are dedicated to promoting physical fitness for people in wheelchairs. With their help, we were able to conduct the studies. And we were able to do it on a wide variety of wheelchair users, including some veterans. And now, wheelchair users will have a setting. The time to stand notifications will be changed to time to roll. There will be 2 workouts in the workout app specifically dedicated to wheelchair users. And of course, the activity rings will be optimized for wheelchair pushes. We could not be more excited about this feature, and we're incredibly thankful to our partners for helping make it possible. Now, one of the things that we've learned about health and Apple Watch is that simple things like the activity rings can be very powerful at helping people change behavior. But we also know that there's a lot more to health than just fitness. And we've been thinking way beyond that. So with watchOS, we're launching a brand new app for health. It's called Breathe. And it's designed to guide you through simple, deep breathing sessions that can help you quiet your mind, relax your body, and just better deal with everyday stress. Now, yoga practitioners have been using deep breathing exercises for thousands of years as a way to positively impact the body and mind. The medical community has also embraced deep breathing as a great way to improve daily health. Dr. Deepak Chopra, one of the early advocates of body-mind medicine, has said, taking a moment every day to do some deep breathing can reduce stress, calm the body mind, as well as have long-term health benefits. Now, to get to the app, it's easy. You can launch it from your watch face, you can launch it from the dock, or, like the stand reminders, you can actually set smart notifications to remind you and start building this as a habit every single day. When you open the app, you can easily change the amount of time you want to do your session from 1 to 5 minutes just by turning the digital crown. And when you're in the app experience, you'll be guided by beautiful visuals that make it really easy to follow along. And if you prefer to do this with your eyes closed, you can turn on the haptic feedback and gentle taps will guide you without When the session's over, you'll get a summary. And you'll also get your heart rate from the last few seconds of the session you just did. Now, if you already do deep breathing, we think this is going to be a great way for you to fit it into your day more often. For those of you that don't, we think this is going to be a great way to get started and just one more simple way that it can help you live a better day. These are just a few of the exciting updates we have planned for fitness and health in watchOS. And I'm going to give it back to Kevin.
Thank you, Jay. That was really terrific. I was actually using the Breathe app backstage. It helped me a bit. So watchOS 3 is a giant step forward for you as developers. When someone adds your app to the dock or to the watch face, it benefits from all the instant launch experience that we were showing, and you get background time to update your information before someone goes and looks. And that will enable really quick interactions with your app on the watch. You can already build apps that are native to watch so you can run independent of iPhone. But we're also adding a number of new APIs that you can take advantage of when you're building apps for the watch. One of those is support now for Apple Pay within your app on the watch, so you can do purchases right there. Fitness apps will now be able to run in the background during workouts, enabling access to real-time heart rate information and motion data. This is going to enable a whole new category of fitness apps on the watch. Also, we're enabling much richer and expressive apps in watchOS, including support for Sprite Kit and Scene Kit, native event support from the Crown, and for touch gestures. You can clap, it's good. Audio and video can be embedded right inside your app UI, and you can connect across devices with Game Center and CloudKit. So we're really excited about what new apps now can be created on Watch, and they're going to be amazing. This is a great new opportunity for all of you. And the preview release for you is available today, so you can get going. And the free upgrade is coming to all watch users this fall. It's going to feel like a whole new watch. And that's just some of what's coming in watchOS. Thank you very much.
Watch Face 真係好少。唔係啊，你買 Watch Face 喺個 App Store。
So now to give you a look at tvOS, please welcome the one and only Eddie Q.
咁啊，主要咁其實 WatchOS 同 tvOS 都係啲。
Let's talk about tvOS and Apple TV. Last fall, we introduced the next generation of Apple TV, and for the first time, developers had a modern platform like iOS to develop for in the living room. And we said the future of TV is apps. And the response to Apple TV has been incredible. Here is what Chris Albrecht, the CEO of Starz, had to say. tvOS has allowed Starz to create an experience on Apple TV unlike anything we've done before, and our subscribers are loving it. Here's what the CEO of Boombit, a very popular iOS game developer, had to say. We easily extended our iOS game experience to the living room, something that is incredibly difficult to do on traditional consoles. Now, our last generation Apple TV had 80 video channels, and thanks to many of you, we now have over 1,300 video channels. And we have over 6,000 native apps in just 7 months. And I've got some new apps to tell you about. First, Sling, which offers a great selection of live cable channels, is coming to Apple TV today. Fox Sports Go. I'm a huge sports fan. 4 sports games all at the same time on one screen coming this summer to Apple TV. Molotov, a revolutionary new TV service in France with over 100 live channels, video on demand, exclusively on iOS and Apple TV, coming next month. Great sports games like NBA 2K, adventure games like Minecraft Story Mode, and Sketch Party. You use your iPhone or iPad to draw, and then you sit around the TV to guess. It's a lot of fun to do with a group of friends. Now, we've got great updates to tell you about for tvOS. Apple TV comes with the incredible Siri remote. It uses touch for navigation, Siri to tell it what you want to watch, and motion to play games. But a lot of our customers have told us that they would love an app on their iPhone that had all those same capabilities. And so we're making a new version of the remote app. This is what it looks like. It's got a beautiful now playing screen with playback controls, but most importantly, all the features of the Siri remote. You have touch for navigation, Siri to give it commands, and it uses the accelerometer and gyroscope to play games. And of course, you can enter text with the keyboard. Next, let's talk about Siri. Siri changed the way we interact with our television because now we just tell it what we want to watch. And we're making it even better because now you can search movies by topics. Now, my daughter is actually going to high school this fall, and I remember back when I went to high school, it's been a while, there's some great movies that I'd love to watch with her. And now Siri makes this really easy because I can just say, find high school comedies from the 80s. I'm sorry, we'll do that one again. Find high school comedies from the 80s. And there are some of my favorites. I actually have watched them all. Let's take a look at Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And with just one tap, we can start watching. Siri actually searches over 650,000 movies and TV shows now. But what about, well, that's easy too, because now you just ask Siri. Search YouTube for Steph Curry's three-pointers. Siri launches YouTube and shows you the results. But a big part of your TV experience is live channels. And we've got some great channels on Apple TV like ABC, CBS, FX, and a lot more that give you live channels. But to start watching, you've got to find the app, you've got to launch it, and then you've got to find the channel. But we've got a great new feature called Live TuneIn. And all you have to do, watch ESPN2. Take it straight to the action. Go! And this is already working with a lot of great channels. And we're making live tune-in available on both your iPad and Apple TV as well. And one problem with this is, let's be honest, when you go in and you launch a video channel app for the first time, you get something like this. And you've got to go find a browser, authenticate with a code, and then authenticate to your TV provider. Well, we're going to make this change a little bit. But it's worse because you've got to do it for each and every app. And now we're going to make it all go away with a feature we call single sign-on. You sign in once on your Apple TV and you get access to all of your network apps. And we make it even better. A page on the App Store will show you all of the apps that you now have access to. And of course, we're bringing this to iOS as well. Now, in addition to single sign-on, we've got some other great updates. Now, Apple TV looks beautiful, but there are times where you wish it was darker because you're in a home theater or a dark room. And now that's really easy because you can just switch to dark mode. And we want to make it even easier for customers to get your apps. And so just like when you download an app on your iPhone, it automatically downloads to your Apple TV. It now automatically downloads to your Apple TV. And this is really great, and I'm going to show you. So I get the Major League Baseball app on my iPhone, do nothing, and there it is right on your Apple TV. Now, there's never been a better time for all of you to build apps for the big screen, and we've got some great new features for you as well. First of all, Replay Kit, where you can live broadcast your gameplay or save the video to share it later. We've got Photo Kit, gives you access to your complete iCloud photo library, all the videos, all the photos. And of course, HomeKit, where you can create apps to control all the devices at home. And that's just some of the many features. We've got things like support for 4 game controllers, multiplayer game sessions, and a lot more. And that is a quick update to the tvOS. A new Apple TV remote app, great Siri enhancements with topic search, YouTube, and live tune-in. Obviously single sign-on, so now you get access to all your network apps and great tools for developers. And all of you will get a developer preview today. I can't wait to see all of the apps that you start building, and our customers will get it this fall, and that is tvOS. Now to talk to you about OS 10, here is Craig Federici.
Good morning. Hey, good morning. It's great to be back at WWDC to talk to you about OS 10. And of course, no presentation at WWDC about OS 10 would be complete without some kind of naming controversy. Now, I'm not talking about some allegedly baked members of our marketing team going on some kind of vision quest around California looking for a special name. I'm actually talking about the name OS 10 itself. You know, OS 10 has been with us as a name for over 15 years, and it served us so well. But as we look at it alongside its younger brethren, something sticks out. We realize that there's a name that would be so much clearer and so much more elegant. And so, we're making it so. The name of the world's most advanced desktop operating system is now macOS. Now, of course, each version of macOS does have a special name after a place that's especially important to us here in California. And this year's macOS is no different. But the choice this time was obvious. Our latest, newest OS 10 is macOS Sierra. Now, Sierra is a fantastic new release with a big focus on continuity, the iCloud, and the fundamentals of the Mac experience. I want to start with continuity, because continuity is like magic. Your devices are able to sense themselves around you and use secure peer-to-peer wireless protocols to enable you to move from one task to another across your devices just seamlessly. Well, we wanted to take on this year one task that we all do many times a day, every time we start using our Macs, and that feature is called Auto Unlock. So, today, when you first approach your Mac to use it, the experience is something like this. You open it up, you're confronted with a password field, and then you type, and then maybe mistype, and then retype your password, and then you're in and using your Mac. But you know, for many of us, we already have a device securely authenticated to our wrists that already knows who we are and could tell our Mac. And so then, when we open our Mac, it could be a little bit more like this. And we're in. It's that simple. And we made this really secure using time-of-flight networking to make sure it's you who's that close to the machine who's unlocking it. So it's really great. Now, the next continuity feature in macOS Sierra is Universal Clipboard. Now, wow, gasp. But I know copy and paste is so fundamental to the way that we use our Macs for so many years now. But what if when you were on even your iPhone and you found some text and you just went to copy it, that when you then went to your Mac, well, you could just paste it right in. And now you can. With images, video, everything, completely automatic. Now I'd like to move on to iCloud, and specifically iCloud Drive. Now today with iCloud Drive, you can put documents into your iCloud Drive that you explicitly want to make available to you across your other systems, as well as your iOS devices. And customers have done quite a bit of this. There are actually 10 billion customer documents in iCloud Drive today. But we want to take this a step further. We want all of your documents and your desktop accessible to you everywhere, so that when you're on one Mac, maybe you're putting things in your normal documents folder. Well, of course, those should be available to you on your other Macs. But you know, for 30 years now, we've all learned to do the work, the things that we're working on right now. Well, where do we put those? So often it's on our desktop. So let's make our desktop available on our other Macs as well, and have those files be available to us on the go on our iPhones. Now you can. Next up, optimized storage. You know, we love using our Macs and we fill them with so much stuff, but you can end up with a situation like this. And, you know, what do you do about it? Well, it turns out we're going to give you a solution, and it works in two ways. First, it helps you make room for the files, your new files, by keeping your older ones up in the cloud. So whether it's your full resolution photos when your others are in iCloud Drive, or movies that you've already watched in iTunes, or even those old mail attachments, we can clear off that space locally and make those things available to you on demand. But we also want to make it easy for you to get rid of files you'll never use again, automatically. Things like your Safari web cache, the trash that you keep forgetting to empty, and redundant data that's stored by mail. Well, we can get rid of all of that as well. And we provide a really simple user interface to help you do it. Now, as a test, we took a system that was nearly full. It had about, let's say, 20 gigs free, and we put it through the paces. Now, it had a lot of photos and a lot of documents. It had movies that were already watched, mail with lots of attachment, apps, system files, and so forth. And we turned on all the switches for optimized storage, and we went from 20 gigs free to 150 gigs free. So we think this is going to make a big difference for all of you. Next, Apple Pay. So, we all love using Apple Pay in stores to pay with our phones and our Apple Watch and cash register, and to shop inside apps on our iOS devices. So of course we wanted to bring this experience to the Mac. We thought long and hard about exactly the right way to do it, and I think we've nailed it. I think we might have an accessory business with some carrying straps. It could be very helpful. You know, this is not how people are going to shop on their Macs, right? We shop online, on the web, in Safari. And so what are we doing? We're bringing Apple Pay to the web. So now, when you're shopping online, you'll have a Pay with Apple Pay button available to you. When you click it, a sheet comes down and actually prompts you to securely authenticate your purchase using continuity right on your iPhone with Touch ID. And of course, this works with your Apple Watch as well, so you can authenticate with just a tap on your wrist. And already, many, many merchants are signed up to bring their web storefronts to support Apple Pay on the web. And Apple Pay is expanding hugely geographically. It's now available in the United States, the UK, Canada, Australia, China, and Singapore. And in the next few months, it's coming to Switzerland, France, and Hong Kong. Now, next, I want to move to part of the Mac experience, and that's tabs. You know, many of us love using tabs to take a mess of windows that we have in Safari, get them neatly organized and tab set. Well, now we want to bring that to all of your multi-windowed apps. So maybe you have multiple windows open in Maps. Well, you could organize those in tabs. But because it's built into the system, you can do that for third-party apps as well. In fact, we implement it in a way that the apps you already have installed can support this out of the box without any modification. So tabs everywhere. So next, picture-in-picture. We love watching video on the web. Sometimes we like to keep track of a video while we're doing other work. Well, now you can. You can push the picture-in-picture button. Your video goes into a nice little pip. You can move it around the screen, and it works great in full screen as well. So these are 7 great features in macOS Sierra. But there is one more. And this year, I'd like to take the unusual step of letting this feature introduce itself.
Hi, it's me. It sure is great to be on the Mac. How about a demo?
That's right. Siri is coming to the Mac. And it looks like Siri would like to give a demo, so let's get to it. So we have macOS Sierra right here, and the first thing you'll notice is right here on the dock, we have access to Siri. So I can ask Siri a question. Let's say, how do you like being on a Mac?
Pretty awesome. Lots of space, aluminum unibody walls, and no complaint about the lack of windows.
So it's the same Siri that we know and love, but now on the Mac it can do so much more. Things like sophisticated queries for files, like show the files I worked on last week about the offsite.
Have I ever told you your filing is so styling?
So we have my search results, but what's really incredible is I can refine that sophisticated query with a follow-on, like just the ones Ken sent me that I tagged with draft.
For your filing pleasure.
So you see, I have just the files I'm looking for right there. But what's great is this is a useful result that I may want to use throughout the day as I work. So I can actually click on this plus button and pin it right here into my notification center. And yeah, it's really great. And this works for lots of your Siri results. So I'm going to actually open this team offsite presentation, just working on a little project here. I'll take this one full screen. We see we're planning an offsite, and there are a bunch of activities. But while I'm working in full screen, Siri's there for me and helps me multitask. So I can do things like play my Power Ballads playlist. Oh, yeah. So Siri to the rescue with some awesome tunes. I could let this play all day, but I think we'll get on with the demo. So I can actually use my Siri results here to help me complete this presentation. So I have an image result here for slacklining. Let me just click in my Siri result, drag it right into my presentation. And I can also have Siri search the web for me. So let's do search the web for pictures of falconry.
Here are some images of falconry I found on the web.
Okay, that looks like some good fun. So I can actually take the results right out of Siri and drag them into my document. It's pretty epic. But you know, I'd like to actually replace this map with one that I've been working on here on my iPad. So my iPad's so great because I can actually use my Apple Pencil to do some drawing. So let's see, I'm going to take my Apple Pencil here and I'm going to draw a path. Maybe we'll take a hike like this, maybe out over here, just like that. Okay, that looks like just the drawing I want. But of course, I'd like to now get it on my Mac. So how do I do that? Well, why don't I just copy it? But I'm not just copying it to my iPad, because when I return to my Mac, I can paste it just like I would anything else. Actually wirelessly transfers it automatically into my document. So now that I look at this trip, I realize that it's a horrible idea. So I can actually use Siri to message my friend, tell Ken, maybe we should just see a movie.
Here's your message. Ready to send it?
You bet.
It's sent.
So I can use Siri, of course, to do messaging at any time, and it can also help me find that movie. What new movies are playing this Friday?
I found 8 movies playing on Friday.
All right, so Siri's given me some results, and Finding Dory looks pretty good, so let's open that up. Now I can go play the trailer. But I can also drop right here into Picture-in-Picture. And you see in Picture-in-Picture, I can actually resize if I want. I can reposition the pip window to any corner. And, of course, it works great in full screen, right on top of my other content. So this movie looks pretty good, so I think I'll go back into the browser. And let's actually buy some tickets. So I see there's a showing here at 7:15. I'll select that. Select the amount. Let's go with 10 of us. And here you see a Buy with Apple Pay button. So watch what happens when I click Buy with Apple Pay. I'm prompted to confirm here on my iPhone. I just use Touch ID with my fingerprint, and I can securely authenticate my transaction just like that. And that's a quick look at macOS Sierra. So Sierra, some great features for continuity, the cloud, Apple Pay, user experience, and of course Siri. And there's much more that you'll be hearing about later today. Now, Sierra is available to you developers in developer preview form today, and we're doing a public beta in July. You can sign up now at beta.apple.com, and it'll be available to everyone else in the fall across all of these systems. That is your update on macOS. Next, let's turn to iOS. So iOS, we're hitting a big milestone because now, pleased to introduce iOS 10. Now, iOS 10 is a huge release for developers, and it is the biggest iOS release ever for our users. Now, there are 10 big features I want to talk about today. Let's start off with number 1. That's user experience. Now, in iOS 10, we've redesigned the experience of the lock screen with rich notifications that give you quick interaction with apps through the expanded use of 3D Touch. But rather than just talk about it, how about I just show it to you right now? Let's do a demo. Now, one thing a lot of us have noticed now that we have our iPhone 6S's with the incredibly fast Touch ID sensor is that we can just blow past our notifications on our lock screen. We never even get to see them. And so in iOS 10, we have a great solution. It's called Raise to Wake, and it lets you see what's on your lock screen without ever touching a button. Let me show it to you now. I just raise my wrist, and my phone wakes up just like that. Now, the first thing you'll notice is these beautiful notifications are no longer causing us to darken your wallpaper, so you get to look at that. But what's more important is they're really interactive through 3D touch. So for instance, with this calendar notification, I can just 3D touch on it. I can jump right in and get all this rich detail about this invitation. I can see my calendar, and I can accept it right here. Now, this is especially great with messages. Let's 3D touch into that one. And here you see, I see the message that was sent to me. I can respond right here, the keyboard. But what's great is I can stay in the conversation right here on the lock screen and even get rich responses like images right in line. And this works really well with third-party apps as well. So for instance, if I get a notification from Uber, I can just press in and I get this completely interactive and animated live status update on my car as it comes in. It's really great. Now, of course, there's always notifications right here from the top of the screen. But now, with 3D touch, if you want to clear them, you can just press in and clear them all with a tap. It's really great. Now, the control center is available from the bottom of the screen as well. We can just swipe up from the bottom. See, it's beautifully redesigned, gives me great access to all my controls. But if I swipe over, you see we have a special area for our music with nice big controls and beautiful album art right there. Now, we've made it easier than ever to get at your camera from the lock screen. So I can just slide over from the right, and there's my camera. And it's easy to take a picture of my demo notes right there. That's good. And we made it easier than ever to get at your widgets. Just slide over the other way. You can see I have my weather, I have my calendar, I get my news, top stories. And you notice these widgets have the ability for me to get more information. So I can do show more and see the rest of my day, you'd like to think. And I can even get more information right here from apps on my home screen. So for instance, it looks like I have a decent number of unread email messages. And now, if I 3D touch there, I can see who it is I've been ignoring this whole time, my VIPs. Now, if I swipe over here, I can also get great information on activity without even launching the app. I just 3D touch in and get a look at my rings. And this can work really well with third-party apps as well. So I'm going to jump into ESPN, can see information about my latest team. And if I want that widget available to me at all times on my Today view, I can just add that widget like that. And I go over to my Today view, and there it is. And I can get that show more information. And you see I get a graphical update on the highlights from the last game. And if I tap in, live action.
Curry to Iguodala. Shot clock at 7. Curry fakes, puts up a three. Bang!
Bang.
Stephen Curry from downtown. It's a 10-point game.
Oh, yeah. So that is a quick look at the new lock screen and home screen experience in iOS 10. You have a beautiful new control center, interactive notifications, and great ways to use your widgets. It's great on the iPhone and the iPad as well. Next, number 2, Siri. Huge part of the user experience in iOS. Now, Siri services over 2 billion requests a week from customers. And there's so many things that you can ask Siri. But now in iOS 10, Siri's going to be able to do so much more because we're opening up Siri to developers. Now you'll be able to ask Siri things like, send a WeChat to Nancy saying I'll be 5 minutes late. And Siri can summon up the WeChat UI right inside of the Siri environment. Now, of course, Siri, because it understands the domains of things like messaging, it allows you to say things in so many different ways. I could have said, WeChat Nancy, that I'll be 5 minutes late, or I need to send a message to Nancy via WeChat saying I'll be 5 minutes late. And I could do that in all sorts of different languages. But because now in iOS 10, we have an intense API, it allows Siri to take on that part of the work and lets the extension do what it does best, like messaging. And so now we support messaging with apps like Slack and WhatsApp, and of course WeChat. You can do things like ride booking in Siri with services like Uber, Lyft, and Didi in China. Photo search in apps like IM, Shutterfly, and Pinterest. And you can pause, and stop your workouts in apps like Map My Run, Runtastic, and Runkeeper, and even do payments to send money to friends with things like Number 26, Square Cash, and Alipay in China, and do VoIP calling through apps like Cisco Spark, Vonage, and Skype. And it works great in the car as well, because with CarPlay, you can now safely send your messages as well as make VoIP calls all inside the CarPlay environment with your favorite apps. And that's a quick update on Siri. Number 3, QuickType. The big news this year is we're bringing Siri intelligence to the keyboard. So today, QuickType is able to use context to help predict what words you might type next. Well, now we're using deep learning and a technique specifically called LSTMs to enable much more intelligence in longer context, so we can tell the difference between the Orioles are playing in the playoffs and the children are playing in the park automatically. And Siri can help you do responses more intelligently than ever. So you might get asked, where are you? Well, Siri can suggest right there on the suggestion bar that you supply your current location. Tap it, and you can get your location with a map right into your transcript. And people might ask you about contact information for a friend. Well, Siri can automatically offer up the most relevant contacts. Now, right locally on your device, Siri has information about what you've been doing, and so it can extract information from a message that maybe says, oh, you're talking about dim sum at 11 a.m. on Sunday. Well, when you go to automatically create a calendar event, Siri can pre-fill it for you with things like, oh, that must be brunch. Fill out the location, pick the time. It's really smart. And Siri does so much more. It can check your calendar availability for you automatically, help you paste a recent address automatically, fill it in based on addresses you were browsing in other apps. It can help you look up terms it recognizes, things like movies and restaurants. With one tap, you can get more information. And Siri now, the QuickType keyboard supports multilingual typing. So if you like typing alternating maybe between English and Spanish or Italian, you don't have to switch keyboards. QuickType can follow you automatically. So that's QuickType. Next, number 4 is photos. Now, we love capturing so much of our lives on our cameras, on our iPhones. They're so great. And with iCloud Photo Library, we have those photos with us across all of our devices. Well, we wanted to give you easier ways, of course, to find and experience the photos that you've taken. And one of those is with Places. So now we let you see all of your photos on a map. It's a great way to relive a trip, for instance. But the big news in photos this year is advanced computer vision. We're applying advanced deep learning techniques to bring facial recognition to the iPhone. And it's all done locally on device, taking advantage of the power of the advanced silicon in all of our iOS devices. You can get all of your most important people automatically built into people albums for you automatically, and all done with your privacy protected. Now, we're applying the same kind of technology with deep learning to object and scene recognition as well. In fact, we do 11 billion computations per photo to be able to detect things like there's a horse, there's water, there's a mountain, and with this, you can do really powerful searching on your device. But you know, sometimes the magic and experience in your photos isn't just about finding a photo that you know you're looking for. It's about being reminded serendipitously of a memory that would be so special. And so now we're using advanced artificial intelligence to analyze across your entire photo library, all done locally on device, to cluster together photos and relate them based on location, the people involved, the scenes, and out of this be able to surface memories that would be most relevant to you at any given moment. We can bring forward things like trips. We can spot trips that might be important to you. We can figure out that you might want to see photos of a highlight reel of the last weekend or the last year and offer those to you at just the right time. We can bring forward memories of people that are special to you or groups of people, and topics. Special photos you took, for instance, when you're on the water, at the beach, at the mountains. These can make wonderful memories to survey over time. But most important, we pull these together into an intuitive user interface that makes these so engaging. And I'd like to show you that experience now. So let's take a look at photos. So we see there's a photo album here of a family, but what you'll notice at the bottom is this new tab called Memories. Let's take a look. So we can see here there are a number of memories that have been offered up into this memories feed. And at the top, there's a vacation that the system has spotted where the family took a trip to Tahoe City. Let's dive in and take a look at a memory. Now you see there's actually a movie up at the top. We'll talk more about that later. And down below, there's this beautiful layout of highlights of the photos. Now I can tap Show All and actually see a grid of every photo that was taken, but you can see how the summary intelligently draws out the most special photos into these highlights that are really great to browse. Now if we go further down, we see that it's actually pulled out the set of people that are in the photo, the family, grandma and grandpa and the uncle, and a map of the location where all of those photos were taken. And down here at the bottom, we have related other memories I might want to see related to this one. And it's really smart. So you see that the Santa Cruz and 4th of July memories, well, grandma and grandpa were both on the trip in Tahoe City and in these, so those are offered up as related. And this Tahoe City trip was an outdoor vacation, so it offered up another one, like Alaska. And you can see there's another time the family was also at Tahoe City, but this time in the winter. Now I'm going to jump into that related memory. And you see, once again, we have photos and videos at the bottom, but I want to highlight the movie up here at the top. You know, we all take so many pictures and movies, and we never go back to actually assemble them into something we'd want to watch. But now our iPhone can do that for us automatically. Let's see what the iPhone has created for this memory. So isn't that great? You know, the advanced computer vision of the Photos app is now doing analysis of just the right parts of the video to include, the right photos, and it's editing them together with the right mood and with the right music. Now, when you have a memory like this, you often want to share it. And sometimes you might want to make it a little shorter, say, for sharing. So I can just use this slider at the bottom and say I'd like it to be shorter. And maybe I want to change the mood a little bit. You notice there's a mood slider just up above there, and that was a pretty great snowball fight. So I'll pick Epic. And based on these changes, it's going to completely re-edit the movie to new music. Let's take a look. That's pretty epic. And that's a quick look at memories in iOS 10. It's really fantastic on your iPhone, and it's great on your iPad as well. And Mac gets many of these new features as well. The great new face recognition engine, scene and object recognition search, and the ability to browse photo and video galleries of your memories. And the Apple TV is just such a great way to experience those memory movies on the biggest screen in your house. So that is Photos. Now next, we want to talk about the big news in all of our biggest services here at Apple. And to do that, I'm going to bring up for number 5, 6, and 7, Eddie Q back to the stage. Eddie.
Thank you, Craig. I love the new photos. Can't wait to do it. So let's get started with maps. Now last year, we introduced Nearby, a great way to find places and transit with an incredible amount of detail, including all the entrances and exits from every station. But for iOS 10, we've got an all-new design for maps. It starts with making it easy to access controls and details on locations. And we're making maps do more for you in advance. It's more proactive. So you slide up from the bottom and you can see suggestions. Maps knows that usually at this time I usually go to work. Or it can look at a calendar event and find a location. It also gives you convenient ways to filter down on the places you might want to go. For example, let's take a look at restaurants nearby. But we're in San Francisco. I feel like seafood, so I can slide across the bottom, and now I can see all the seafood restaurants right in San Francisco. Now we're applying all of these new designs to navigation as well. So you get more information, it makes it easier to follow and control, and we even include traffic en route. Now when you're driving, it'll automatically zoom in, and as you get to a long straightaway, it'll automatically zoom back out. And you can even pan and zoom way further ahead to see what the traffic conditions are. Now we give you quick controls to let you see route details. So now you can even look and see on your route where food or gas stations are, and maps will tell you how much longer it'll take if you go to any one of those. And of course, we're making this available on CarPlay. And if there's a lot of traffic ahead, maps will proactively give you alternate routes and tell you how much time it'll save. And we're making it safer to follow directions while keeping your eyes on the road, because now you can get turn by turn right in the instrument cluster of your car. Now we think you're going to love these updates, but there's more, because we are opening maps up to developers. Now with map extensions, you can enable all new capabilities in maps. For example, you can make a reservation using a popular app like OpenTable. You pick the number of people, the time, right inside of Maps. And because these are extensions, they're open to all developers around the world, like Ding An Ping in China and Zomato around many countries around the world. And when you're ready to leave, you tap on directions, and now you're offered the new option to book a ride. And with app extensions like Uber, you can pick any kind of car, pay for it with Apple Pay, and see the status. So again, I can find a restaurant, I can book a reservation, I can request a car, I can pay for it, and I can see when it's going to arrive, all without leaving Maps. And these extensions are open to all developers. Here's the Chinese ride service app Didi, and that is Maps. Number 6, music. So Apple Music lets you play from millions of songs, thousands of playlists curated by our team of experts, and it's been an incredible year. We now have over 15 million paid subscribers. This is the fastest music service ever in its first year. And we've learned a lot along the way, and so today we've got an all-new Apple Music redesigned from the ground up. We want to give greater clarity and simplicity to every aspect of Apple Music, and here's what it looks like. It has a beautiful new design language that allows the music to be the hero. Nothing shows this more than Now Playing. Now the new structure makes it clear where you are and also emphasizes the features that you use every day. And all of these changes come together to create a new music app that's both more intuitive and familiar. And now, to give you a demo of it, I'd like to invite up Bosma St. John.
Thank you, Eddie. All right, ladies and gents, I'm so excited to show you the all-new Apple Music. Now, lots of people listen to their music from their library. So now, when we open up the Music app, you'll see that the first tab is the library. People also have huge music libraries. So now it's easier to navigate with simple sections like playlists, artists, albums, songs, and now a new section called Downloaded Music. When I tap onto Downloaded Music, you'll see that this is where all of the music which is on my iPhone sits. Now, I call myself a super execu-mommy because I'm flying all over the place, and now it really makes it easy for me to see all the music that's on my iPhone. There's also the recently added section, and this includes the albums, songs, and playlists that I've recently added to my library. You'll see that there's tons of awesome music here, like this classic, the Sugar Hill Gang, and it kind of feels appropriate to get this party started with a little bit of Rapper's Delight, right? Come on, let's listen to something. Come on, y'all. Now you recognize this beat, right? Come on, we're gonna make this whole auditorium rock. Come on, on 1, 2, 3, let's go. 1, 2, 3, rock. Yes, there you go. All right, now we're gonna multitask, okay? Look at the bottom of the screen. You see the artwork, the title, and controls so that you can skip. And when we open it, you'll see that there is beautiful detail on the artwork, the controls, and now there are lyrics. So come on, we're gonna rap. Let's go. Come on, y'all. Okay, you know what? No. We're going to pause this, okay? Because some of you guys are not rapping to the beat, okay? But you'll have plenty of time on your own to study the lyrics, okay? All right, let's go to the next tab. For You. I love For You. It's my favorite part of Apple Music. And you know why? Because it's all about me. Yes, that's correct. So now you'll see that at the top of For You, there's a discovery mix. Now this contains the songs that have been picked just for me, so I can discover new artists and new music. There's also the recently played, like we just listened to Sugar Hill Gang, so it's right there, I can navigate easily to it. And daily curated playlists. Now it's Monday. I usually like to strut into the office on a Monday, and look at the playlist today. It's called the Fashion Runway Strut. That's all about me, it's right here, okay? Now, this is not a typical Monday, but I still want to know what I'd be strutting to, so let's listen. What do we got?
Louis, come do your part.
Get it, girl. Yeah, that's right. She said, get it, girl, okay? Now listen, I could be getting it, all right? I could get my strut on up and down the stage. It's too early for that. I don't want to hurt you guys, okay? So we're gonna pause this, okay? All right. All right, but we are going to get back to this. Okay. So the rest of For You, as you'll see, has awesome music that, again, is for my taste. I've got playlists here, albums, and there's even Connect. Now, the artists that I'm following have posted art and music and videos and all kinds of awesome stuff for me to connect to. Browse. This tab is for all of us, okay? The Apple Music editors have taken so much time, listened tons of music to tell us what is the most recent and most important. Like you'll see right now, the hot album, Nick Jonas, all right? Y'all pay attention. Now we've also got these easy navigation down here with new music, curated playlists, and even top charts. So when we tap on top charts, you can see look at that, it's Drake. I mean, Drake has been at the top of the chart for a little bit, okay? But you can see who else is on there. Now let's go to radio. Radio is live in almost 100 countries. You guys know that? You know radio is live? All right, and Beats One is becoming the largest radio station in the entire world. Now we can explore Beats One and see what's live and listen right now. We can also see the upcoming shows, and we can even see featured shows by legendary artists like Dr. Dre, Pharrell Williams, Mary J. Blige, Sir Elton John. Have you guys listened to a show? It's called The Rocket Hour, okay? It's amazing. And if you haven't listened to it, you can tap right there and listen on demand at your leisure. So that's awesome. Now, when I want to listen to non-stop music, I can go to View All Stations and listen to genre-based stations like Pure Pop, because I like to listen to pop music all day long, why not? But I think since we're coming to the end here, I would like to do something a little bit different and play something for the world, right? So let's play some world hits. See what we've got. Now that sounds like the beginnings of some good Ghanaian high life music. All right, guys, that's the all new Apple Music. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Rasta flow
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Bose. That's the all-new Apple Music. It is incredible on your iPhone, iPad, your Mac and PC, your Apple TV, and Android 2, and that is music. Number 7, let's talk about news. Now, last fall, we introduced Apple News to bring you the best stories from the best publishers, all personalized for you. And we introduced it with a great set of publications, but we've got a lot more. We now have over 2,000 publications in Apple News, and our readers are loving it. In fact, we have over 60 million monthly users reading in news. And with iOS 10, we've got some big changes. It starts with an all-new design. Here's what it looks like. We've taken all of the stories in For You and broken them up into clear sections, which makes them easier to follow. Here's top stories. Here's trending, where you can see the most popular stories right now. All of the topics you follow, like sports. And news is even smart enough to create new topics for you based on what you read. Here's one for me on Formula One racing. And you're going to love our featured stories, where our editors handpick the best stories. But we wanted news to be the place where you read all of the stories from your favorite publications, and that's why we're introducing subscriptions. So now, you can read every article from magazines like National Geographic, newspapers like the Wall Street Journal, right inside of News. And in addition to subscriptions, we're bringing breaking news notifications. And so now you get the most important stories delivered right to your lock screen. That is our big update for news, an all-new design, subscriptions, and breaking news notifications. And that is news. I'd like to turn it back to Craig now.
Thank you, Eddie. Some fantastic new designs. Now on to number 8, and it's HomeKit. You know, before we announced HomeKit 2 years ago, the home accessory space was a mess of incompatible and insecure protocols and accessories that required you to download a separate app that you needed to learn just to control each individual accessory. But with HomeKit, we've been changing all that. We're making sure that your home automation products work together easily and securely. And this year, we've rounded out the set of accessory types supported by HomeKit to include important new categories like cameras and door locks. And in fact, essentially every major maker of home accessories has shipping or has announced support for HomeKit. And home builders are getting on board as well. Some of the biggest builders of homes here in the United States and in China are now building new homes with HomeKit built right in. So you can move in and just start controlling your home. But you know, this year, we're taking the next big step for HomeKit and iOS in the home. We're building on the HomeKit framework with a great new app we call Home. It's right on your iOS home screen. Now, when you launch the Home app, you get to see your own personalized wallpaper and all of your accessories, no matter who they're made by. And you can control them so easily. If you want to turn on a light, of course, just tap it. If you want to adjust the dimmer, well, just press in a little harder and slide, and you can adjust the dimmer just like that. So you can tap, tap, tap across all the accessories in your home. But sometimes you'd like to trigger a change to all of them. And for that, we have something we call scenes. So for instance, if you want to get ready for bed, you can tap Good Night. You'll see that close the living room shades, lock the front door, adjust the thermostat, all in one step. Now, Siri knows how to interact with scenes as well. So if in the morning you say good morning to Siri, well, Siri can automatically get your home all ready for you for the day. And you can also control your accessories without launching an app at all, because HomeKit is actually built right into Control Center. Swipe up Control Center, you can swipe over to see your home controls. With just a tap, for instance, open up your garage door. Now, HomeKit takes advantage of our interactive notifications as well. So if someone rings the doorbell, for instance, you can tap in and actually get a live feed of your front door camera, talk to them on the intercom if you want, and even unlock the door, all right from the lock screen of your iPhone. Now, yeah. Now, since your Apple TV is always on, always plugged in, and always on the network in your home, it can serve as a secure point for remote access and automation within your home. So when you're on the go, you can actually access all of your accessories securely end-to-end encrypted. And you can set up automation like geofences so that when you roll into your driveway, you can make sure that the garage door will open, the lights will turn on, and maybe even the hot tub will start up in the back for you, all automatic. Now, the Home app is great on the iPhone. It's also fantastic on the iPad as well. So many people like using the iPad as the ultimate home control device, whether mounted on the wall or on the coffee table. And, of course, there's nothing beating the remote that you always have with you right on your wrist, the Apple Watch. It comes with built-in home control support as well. So that's a quick update on Home. Next. Yes, thank you. Number 9, phone. You know, we all receive a lot of calls, but we want to make sure that when you miss your calls, you have the best experience possible. So now you can actually get voicemail transcription of your incoming calls, so you can see what it's about without having to listen. Of course, sometimes we are there and we receive a call like this, and we wonder what the heck it's about. And unfortunately, in China, this can be a real problem where there's a lot of voicemail spam. So now we're supporting an extension API where third parties like Tencent can provide information automatically to tell you a possible phone spam. This is going to be super useful for a lot of people around the world. Now, of course, people love doing calling from many, many different sorts of apps. And today, the experience is something like this when you receive a call, a notification on your lock screen. Well, now in iOS 10, we have a great new VoIP API that means your experience for incoming calls instead can be like this. VoIP apps can now integrate into the lock screen, they're integrated into your phone recents, they're in your phone favorites, and your contact card has been enhanced so it remembers how you like to call each person, and you can access them that way with just a tap. So we've been working with our partner Cisco on elevating mobility in the enterprise. And now, using our VoIP API combined with their Cisco Spark app, it's never been easier to use your iPhone with work. Because in addition to receiving calls made to your personal cell number, you also can receive calls made to your work number right from your iPhone, whether you're at your desk or on the go. It's really handy. And that's phone. Next. Okay, thanks. So next, number 10, and this one's a doozy. It's Messages. Now, Messages is the most frequently used app on iOS, and people love sharing things with Messages, whether it's photos or links to their favorite websites, but they look like this, but not any longer, because now we have rich links. So when you share links, you get artwork from the website, extracted titles. It's really great. And it's especially awesome when you get shared with things like video, because they can play right in line inside the transcript. Look at that guy go. Now, of course, we love using our camera to share, and we've made the camera better than ever in Messages. Now when you bring up the camera, you immediately see what's right in front of your camera. Like someone in marketing thought that's what someone sees when they bring up their camera. And you could also slide over and see your family. It's such an incongruous set of images. So you can just tap those and insert them right into your transcript. It's really convenient. Now, people really love emoji, and now we've made them 3 times bigger in the transcript, which is fantastic. And to help you always reach for the right emoji, we're providing emoji predictions as you type. Super handy. But you know, sometimes you typed a whole message and then you realize at the end that you're totally lacking in emojification. And so we've provided the solution. When you tap on the emoji button, we'll highlight all the emojifiable words there, and you can just tap, 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 and emojify. Children of tomorrow will have no understanding of the English language. So these are some great new features in messages. But you know, we wanted to do something more fundamental with messaging because today, no matter what you say, it's always the same bubble. It always comes across the same way. But no longer, because now we have bubble effects. So if you want to say it loud, you can say it loud. And if you want to say it more gently, now you can do that as well. And you know, sometimes you want to get across something personal. And invisible ink gives you the way to do that. So you can just slide your finger across the bubble and clear away the message like that. And it's a really great way to share a surprise. A little scared to see what's behind that. You can just slide across. Okay. Now, so sometimes you just like to send a quick affirmation, a quick tap back, and now you can. Just tap, and your thumbs up can go right there in the transcript. But you know, there's nothing more personal than your own handwriting. And so now we support handwritten messages. Think handwriting bubbles. You see when it comes across, the care there as the ink just settles in to the transcript. It's really beautiful. And of course, we support digital touch as well. So you can send these very lively sketches, but also with video, photos, even things like your heartbeat. And sometimes what you say really deserves using the whole screen. So now messages can do that as well. You know, making all of this possible in messages has been a huge effort, cross-functional effort across Apple. And so for our demo today, I wanted to bring up some leads from both our engineering team and our human interface design team to give you a demo. So let's give a warm welcome to Bethany and Emron. Come on up.
Thanks, Craig. We are so thrilled to finally be able to show you what we've been working on. Now, Imran and I are going to show you the different ways that we use messages, but I'm going to kick things off by jumping first into a thread with my sister Lori, who just got to a graduation. So let's write her back and say, give her my love and tell her I said happy graduation day. Okay, now typically I would hunt for the perfect emoji to tack on the end, but now when I tap on the emoji button to switch to the emoji keyboard, words throughout my message that can be swapped for emoji are automatically highlighted. And all I have to do is tap to replace them. So I'm gonna tap to replace love, and I'm gonna choose the type of hearts I wanna send. I'm gonna do bedazzled, I think. And I can tap on happy, and I choose how happy I wanna be. What do you think?
Why don't you go with the upside down?
No. I'm gonna, yeah.
Hey, you be you, Bethany, you be you.
I'm gonna do eyes closed, kind of happy, and I tap on graduation, and it switches to the cap, which there is no chance I would have found that.
None. We would have been here for days.
True story. So I'm gonna go ahead and send that off. So Lori just sent through a digital touch video, and what's so awesome about this is that she created this entire thing using digital touch right from within messages.
And they're so much fun to make, aren't they?
Yeah, and really, really fun to watch. And I'm gonna let her know how I feel about it using tapbacks, which is as easy as double tapping and sending back a heart. It's that quick and that fun, and honestly, it is my favorite way to communicate now. So Lori says she can't wait to see me this summer, and I feel the same way. So I'm gonna let her know. I'm gonna say me too. And I'm gonna send this using a bubble effect. So I just press and hold on the send button. And I think gentle will really let her know how I'm feeling. So I'm gonna choose that one.
Oh, so great. All right, so.
That sounded a little sarcastic, I think.
Well, I think Lori felt it, that's for sure. So now the both of us are going to show you just how fun things have become with a group of friends. I'm going to go in and revive a chat here by sending a digital touch photo. Now, Bethany just showed us how fantastic those digital touch videos look. Let's take a look at how easy it is to make one. I'm just going to launch the camera here.
You want some space up here?
Yeah, just a bit. It is a process, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Let's pick a color. Let's say, what do you think? What color? Yellow. All right. Now add my usual shout out and send. It is that easy.
Looks good on the big screen.
Hey, it looks like Freddie's here and as usual, loud and always ready to talk about some music. And he sent over an Apple Music link. And what's great about these is I can just play them right in line without ever having to leave my conversation. It's simply the best way to share music. Let's give it a listen. Oh, LCD sound system always sounding so good, especially at Bill Graham. Anne seems to agree, and she said so using a handwritten message. And these things are always so personal, always so fresh. Let's write back and say they smashed it. And I'm going to do so sending a bubble effect. I'm going to choose my favorite, which is Slam. Bam always gets my point across.
I think you abused that one a little bit.
You know what?
Say it.
It never gets old,
yeah.
Right? Oh, it's fantastic, that one.
咁啊，補充下啦，咁係 Xbox 嗰邊咧，咁係啦，咁但係頭先講個 Xbox Design Lab 咧係已經登場㗎啦個網站，咁你可以上 Xbox Design Lab Xbox.com 咁樣啦。咁其實咧你可以上去上到去咧，咁就會見到嗰啲咩唔同嘅顏色啊、唔同嘅組合啊，咁你可以撳去睇下。
Smashed it. One more time.
That works. One more time.
What do you say?
Yeah.
Bam. Always looks good.
佢話會係9月開始。
I really do use it all the time, don't I?
Yeah.
咁而家你可以 pre-order 啦，咁就話應該有800萬個 combination。
Okay, so there we go.
You know what? Our friends are always linked to the game. Okay, looks like they're playing in San Francisco, and as you might expect with a band like that, sold out. Now, Bethany sent over an effect with invisible ink. This is fantastic for when you want to keep something a surprise, which it looks like you may have. So now, to reveal the contents, all I have to do is use my finger to swipe away the particles. Let's have a look. Oh, Bethany, you got us tickets.
You know.
Always coming through, always coming through. Seems like everyone else agrees. I'm going to show my appreciation by sending some big emoji here. Make sure I put myself in there. And to close things off, let's do this with a full screen effect. We've got some lovely ones here, like lovely balloons. I'll swipe over to confetti. And I'm going to go with this one.
Nothing beats a full screen moment.
That's iOS 10 messages, everyone. We cannot wait for you to try it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bethany and Emron. Just incredible work. Well, so those are some highlights for messages. But you know, we thought when it comes to expressing yourself that there was so much more we could do if we could tap into all of the creativity of all of you developers. And so we're opening up messages to developers as well with iMessage apps. With iMessage apps, iMessage has an app drawer with all of your iMessage apps. You can tap the plus and get to the App Store and find other apps. You download them, of course, they're here in your drawer. And there's so many different kinds of apps you can create. From things like stickers. An artist can create stickers as well without even writing any code. But for developers who do want to write code, they have access to the full iOS SDK, including access to the camera, so you can do incredible animated effects with apps like Jib Jab. can accomplish more sophisticated tasks as well, like payment with Square Cash, allowing you to pay someone right through the messages thread. They can receive it and redeem it on the receiving end right inside of messages. There's so much you can do with iMessage apps. I'd like to show you a couple of the possibilities in a demo right now. Let's take a look. So let's dive here into a conversation. See, here's a thread with the family. Now I can respond with text, of course, but now with iMessage apps, I can just bring up my app drawer and I can get to all of my different iMessage apps, including some great stickers. So let me dive into these Mickey stickers. We can see that they're all animated. I can actually look through them like this, swipe between my stickers, so maybe some from inside out. Here's some from Find Me Dory. If I want to send one, I can just tap, drop it right in, just like that. It's really easy and they're really fun. And now here I received another photo, and the great thing about stickers is you can actually peel them off and attach them to bubbles. So, you know, this one would look cool if I could just take the sun over here, maybe put that up there in the corner, and then maybe a little seal off here on the side, just like that. It's really pretty cool what you can do with these messages. Well, oh look, I got a message from Brian here. Let's take a look at this. He says, we're placing an order for lunch after the keynote, and we can see he's doing that actually with an iMessage app. So he's used DoorDash, and he's placing an order at Curry Up Now. So I can just tap in and see what's going on. Now, there's a group cart that we're all collaborating on through the iMessage app, so I'm gonna look at that. Looks like Phil has ordered the Naughty Naan, and Jaws has ordered, Brian's ordered as well. So I can put in my order, and I'm gonna go for this deconstructed samosa. That looks pretty good. And I'm sure Tim would like one as well. And well, it would be rude if, you know, we ate in front of you guys without getting you some. So we'll just up this up a little bit here. And we can just add that to our cart like this, and then drop it right into messages. And it's fortunate Brian will be paying for this. So a final thing I'd like to show you with iMessage apps are these really fun, interactive kinds of apps. And one example is Jib Jab. So let's jump right into Jib Jab here. We see there are a whole bunch of fun things. I can scroll through and see the options. I can also, of course, select from a gallery of faces. Let's pick Eddie maybe, and you know, I can just drop him in to the transcript, just like that. And I think this gives you the sense of the power of iMessage apps in iOS 10. So this is the new Messages. It's of course fantastic on your iPhone. All of this is available to you on your iPad as well. And your Mac and your Apple Watch can receive all of this interactive content as well. So that's Messages, part of 10 huge features in iOS 10. But of course, there was so much more that we can't talk about right now, but I can't help myself but mention just a couple more things, like Notes collaboration. You now can work live with multiple people in the same note. Conversation view in Mail, so you can scroll from message to message in a single thread on your iPhone and iPad. Live photos are better than ever. We have digital video image stabilization, so they're buttery smooth, and they're editable now as well. And finally, split view in Safari on iPad, so you can put two websites side by side in Safari on your iPad. Now, iOS 10 is a fantastic release for our users. It's also a gigantic release for our developers. When you think about it, experiences like the lock screen with notifications, the phone, maps, messages, every major area of iOS now open to developers, and so many other options. But you know, all of this great work in iOS 10 would be meaningless to us if it came at the expense of your privacy. And so, in every feature that we do, we carefully consider how to protect your privacy. With apps like FaceTime and Messages and HomeKit, we make sure to use end-to-end encryption by default and always to protect your communication. And when it comes to performing advanced
deep learning and artificial intelligence, analysis of your data. We're doing it on device using the incredible power of the silicon on your iPhone and your Mac. More intelligent is to spot patterns on how multiple users are using their devices. For instance, you might want to know what new words are trending so you could offer them up more readily in the QuickType keyboard. Well, differential privacy is a research topic in the area of statistics and data analytics that uses hashing, subsampling, and noise injection to enable this kind of crowdsourced learning while it positions Apple as the clear privacy leader among technology companies today. We believe you should have great features and great privacy. You demand it, and we are dedicated to providing it. So well, actually, there's one more thing. You know, we are so excited about everything you've just seen with iOS 10. We couldn't help ourselves. We made a video. I'd love to show it to you now. Let's do it.
You better kiss my ring. Welcome to the future, Marty McFly. Hello, hello, holla, hey, bye bye. So brand new, so fresh and clean. Nothing better, not better than me. Stronger, faster, shiny too. Here and now and made for you. Walk into the room, gonna make your bang go boom. And I'm like, hey, hi, hello, hey, hi, hello, hey, hi, hello.
That is iOS 10. All of you developers can get the developer preview today. And again, we're doing a public beta this July. Sign up now at beta.apple.com and we'll let you know when you can download it. And iOS 10 will be available to all of our users this fall as a free upgrade across all of these devices. That is iOS. Now I'd like to hand it back to Tim. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Craig. iOS 10 is fantastic, and it's an enormous release. I couldn't be more proud and more excited about the incredible advancements across all of our platforms. Now, as we said earlier, an important part of making these platforms so capable is our developers. We believe it's crucial that we provide the best tools so you can create the best apps. That's why we created Swift. Swift is a powerful and intuitive programming language for iOS, macOS, watchOS, and tvOS. And writing Swift code is fun and interactive, and apps written in it are lightning fast. Since we released Swift less than 2 years ago, we've seen an amazing response from the developer community. There's already more than 100,000 apps that have adopted the use of Swift code, including great apps like Twitter and Strava and Lyft. Now, we wanted everyone to use Swift, so we released it as open source in December, and since then the adoption has been amazing. It's already the #1 language project on GitHub. Swift is powerful, but it's also simple and it's approachable, so it can be your very first programming language. This is a very important point for us. Because Swift is so easy to learn, it has the potential to bring many more people into coding. And this is an idea we would like to take even further. So today, we're introducing a new app for iPad. We call it Swift Playgrounds. Swift Playgrounds will revolutionize the way people learn to code. And they'll be able to do it right on their iPad, which instantly makes it accessible for hundreds of millions of people around the world. There's never been anything like this. We believe it's the absolute best way to teach everyone to code, combining the powerful Swift programming language and the powerful capabilities of iPad. To show it to you, I'd like to invite Cheryl Thomas up. Cheryl?
Thank you, Tim. I am thrilled to show you Swift Playgrounds, an incredible new app that transforms how kids learn to code. I'll launch it right now. We land on this gorgeous screen full of custom content from Apple. Up at the top are lessons, and down below we have challenges. I'm going to start with the very first lesson in the fundamentals of Swift. We see a preview of the content with graphics and a description, and I'll open it. It starts with an introduction to the coding concept I'll be learning, and when I'm good and ready, I can just tap in the lower corner to start coding. Over on the right, you can see we have an interactive world that I can explore using touch. I'll swipe it, looks good, and pinch to zoom. This is Byte. He's my character. I think he's irresistible, and I'll be controlling him with code. Over on the left are instructions that explain and help guide me through the problem I'll be solving. And down below is where I enter my code. Byte's been waiting patiently, so I'll tap to enter Swift code. You can see commands have appeared at the bottom. These are just like QuickType suggestions, but for code. My objective in this lesson is to get him to the end of that path and collect the gem. So I'll tap move forward 3 times, and then collect gem. Watch the world on the right as I run my code. Byte moves forward, he follows the commands in the exact order I've entered, gets the gem, and I've completed my very first lesson. Kids are gonna love them. Now, I can continue to the next lesson in the series, or I can jump around to wherever I'd like. To do that, I tap in the top left to open the table of contents. And you can see we include a ton of great content here to engage and motivate learners. This one on loops, looping all the sides, looks a little interesting. I'm going to check it out. Now, we have a few lines of code already filled in. I'll go ahead and run it and see what happens. Byte moves forward, he gets the gem, but then he just stops. Aw, poor little guy. He's going to need some help. The solution here, and I know you've all got this, is that I need to repeat that block of code 4 times to get Byte around all 4 sides of the world. To do that, I'm going to need a for loop. I'll tap the plus up top to open my code library, and all I have to do is just drag a for loop right into my code. Now, watch this. I can tap that loop, grab the end of it, and just drag it all around my code. All right, I'll tap the number placeholder, set this loop to repeat 4 times. Looks good. Okay, keep your eyes on Byte as I run my code. He moves forward, gets the gem, makes a turn, and this time with the added for loop, he just keeps on going. I finished another lesson, and I'm well on my way to mastering loops. Wouldn't this have been cool when we were all learning to code? I mean, come on, you students, let me hear it. Come on. Swift Playgrounds is a fantastic app to master the basics, but it doesn't stop there. Let me show you. I'll tap in the top left corner to go to my library of playgrounds. I can also explore advanced coding and use the power of the iOS SDK to do almost anything I'd like. I happen to have something I've been working on. It combines my 2 favorite things, physics and emoji, interestingly. Okay, you can see that this is a lot more sophisticated than what we've been doing. I have some emoji on the right, thank goodness. I can tap to add more. That's a big B, okay. Now I can also fling them around, and because this is physics emoji, they create a nice little reaction. But you also notice they're all just falling down to the bottom. And that's because right now gravity is fixed. So I'm going to go ahead and play around with gravity a little bit, because who doesn't like to do that? I'm going to double tap to bring up the keyboard. We've built a completely new coding keyboard, and it is awesome. The keyboard has the numbers and symbols we use in Swift programming, and they're right at my fingertips. I'm going to quickly set the world's angle, world.angle, equal to the gyroscope's angle. It looks good. Okay, now look at the bottom of the keyboard. There's a V key. It also has an asterisk on it. Watch what happens when I press and drag down. I get an asterisk for multiplication. You're going to get to see that again. I bet you knew that though, right? Look at the W key. I'm going to press and drag down for a number 2. Okay, let's see what kind of impact this had. Let's take this full screen and run my code. Of course, because my playground now has access to the iPad hardware, as I pick up the iPad and I tilt it, all my emoji react. And that's how they like it, I have to tell you. Okay, so I've shown you just a taste of what you can create on your own and a small sample of the amazing lessons. That is Swift Playgrounds, a fun and powerful new way for kids to learn to code. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you, Cheryl. Looks absolutely incredible. And because we're combining basic coding skills with real-life code, Swift Playgrounds can profoundly impact the way kids learn to code. So we're releasing it with the developer preview today. It will be in the public beta next month. And it will be in the App Store when iOS 10 ships in the fall. Now, we believe coding should be a required language in all schools. So to help make this the case, we're going to make Swift Playgrounds free. And we hope that this gift to kids in schools around the world will help make coding a part of the school day. That is Swift Playgrounds. Powerful tools like these enable developers to create great apps, but they also help the next generation of developers who seek out on their journey to change the world. And to motivate this new generation of developers, we've created a video about what first inspired some great Apple developers to start coding. And I'd love to show it to you now.
Hello, world. So this is the first computer that I coded on.
In the beginning, my biggest challenge was not having access to a computer.
The first line of code I wrote was a bouncing ball. It would bounce around the screen, hit the edges, and then come back again.
I think the first one was like a to-do list. It was a to-do list.
I remember the first time I did it when it worked, and it was like magical.
I realized that I can do anything with code. Anything I can think about, I can do it. And be able to experience power outages every day. So let me see if I can just do a simple algorithm that can provide the electricity cut-off time.
It shouldn't cost life to give life. But if we compress all these health guidelines into small movies.
I am one person that saw a problem and created a solution to stop or assist a woman in domestic violence.
What we wanted, what we needed, didn't exist. So at some point, you just say, okay, well, let's do it ourselves.
Let's make an app.
When I first start an app, I have to have a plan.
We start with that little glimmer, that seed of a new, fresh idea.
There's this fear of code, like it's so hard or it's inaccessible, but actually it's not.
Someone who doesn't even know code at all, if they really studied some simple Swift code, they would probably be able to understand it.
Anything's possible, and it all comes from that first step.
Launching the app was a big moment, actually.
I told everyone about it. I'm like, download my app, it's on the App Store.
I was dancing. I called all my girlfriends that I cried to.
There's such a crazy feeling because there's so many emotions, so many wishes, so many dreams.
I always tell my students, do you have Beirut electricity? My son made it, he built it, and the girls, is he single?
By the end of 2016, 1 million women will have a safe birth due to the Safe Delivery app.
People come together in public spaces. It creates a kind of happiness and it creates a kind of like healing effect for the soul.
Don't touch my code! Dear Kira, young people like you are tomorrow's leaders. You inspire me and give me tremendous hope for the future. Michelle and I wish you all the best. Sincerely, Barack Obama.
These tools are something that we desperately need when trying to change the world.
I think the more people who can learn to code, learn to build apps, the more problems can be solved. I feel like I'm creating stuff that can actually change the way people live, which is super awesome.
I want to be this amazing coder, this off-the-chain senior developer where everybody comes to me and is like, can you fix this? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, and I go in there, I'll just type up the code and blah, blah, blah. Damn. And like, wow, you can do this. Yay!
It's really incredible to see the inspirations of so many amazing developers. And I can't wait to see what this next generation of developers are going to create to make the world a better place. So I told you it was going to be jam-packed. What a great morning. Great updates to all of the platforms, starting with watchOS, faster performance, better navigation, all new fitness and health features to help you live a better life. tvOS, the future of TV is apps, and it now just got a whole lot better with expanded Siri search and single sign-on. macOS Sierra, bringing Siri and Apple Pay to the Mac, along with some other incredibly powerful features. And a gigantic release of iOS, the mother of all releases. Incredible new features for messages, all new designs for photos, Apple News, and Apple Music, and incredible new opportunities for developers to integrate their apps with Siri, Maps, and Messages. At Apple, we believe that technology should lift humanity and should enrich people's lives in all the ways they want to experience it. Whether it's on their wrist, in their living room, on their desk, in the palm of their hand, in the car, or even automating their home. This is a huge moment for us. 4 great platforms that become even more capable with working with all of you. I'd like to thank all of the developers here today and all of those watching us that have partnered with us in our quest to change the world for the better. And of course, I'd like to thank everyone at Apple, all the teams that worked so hard to make this day happen. Thank you very much and have a fantastic week.
藍寶珠話 Apple Store 好似冇乜動靜喎咁樣咁。咁啊，另外咧就係阿長秋話今次個場係3面堂，唔係啊，舊年都即係因為佢都係喺翻嗰個場，所以係咁樣啦。咁啊，先喺呢度咧再睇 YouTube 嘅各位講聲唔好意思啊，咁係呢個安排上面有失當啊，咁所以咧我哋係可唔可以插翻啲？係咯，可能我要插翻啲聲，然後換翻呢個聲。冇辦法，因為所以冇計，真係唔好意思。下次我哋要改善翻㗎啦。咁第二樣嘢咧就係、我哋先回顧一下，跟住可能大家睇下講下。咁我快速 recap 一下啦。咁啊微軟嗰邊先啦。咁因為微軟多1個鐘過，都係個半鐘過兩邊，係咪？蘋果呢邊2個鐘。咁啊微軟咧最一開場就已經講㗎啦，咁就係新主機新手掣。咁新手掣咧就個外觀上面其實就少少改動啦，咁但係其實都唔係好大嘅。咁揸碎手感嗰啲其實主要係話後面有嗰啲防滑墊啊嗰啲。
其實呢個手掣應該就係之前出過 Luna Ray 嗰隻 Special 手掣。
嗰個樣咁樣咯。咁但係佢而家呢個新掣咧就我會加強咗嗰個連接嘅，即係我會可以再遠啲都連到線啦。咁跟住同埋就係支援埋藍牙嘅。咁支援埋藍牙代表咩咧？就係你嚟緊可能你嘅電話啊，或者你嘅電腦啊，咁你可以唔使駁線啦，一定可以用藍牙嘅。咁我諗呢個係會 keep 住令到微軟喺賣呢一個嘅配件上面應該都幾好生意，即係對於佢哋嚟講。咁第二樣嘢就係新主機啦。咁新主機其實就叫做好蘋果啊，有一個名叫 Xbox One S 啊。咁 S for Slim 啦，細咗40%啦。咁跟住會支援4K 啦、HDR 啦，呢啲係而家新嘅嘢一啲功能。咁第二個字符再細啲喎。咁我認真喎，如果你睇數據嘅話，應該字符再細啲喎。咁仲有咧就係、其實佢內置咗 IR Blaster 啦。咁之前係要駁 Kinect 先至做到 IR Blaster 嘅。咁即係話係IR Blaster 係可以即係幫你控制電視機或者其他嘅啲電子應用產品，而家內置做啦。咁但係亦都有一樣嘢咧，就係、幾乎可以話係Kinect 都死㗎啦，因為咧呢部機係跟機係冇 Kinect port 喺入邊。咁但係佢換言之，佢俾咗個 adapter 嚟嘅 USB 轉內 Kinect port 嘅 adapter。如果你需要嘅話咧，就用翻個 adapter 嚟玩啦。咁但係佢唔似得而家現有嘅 Xbox One 啦，直接可以駁到。咁外間都好合理嘅試之為就係再進一步放 Kinect 嘅一個舉動啦。咁手掣嗰度咧，其實係有一個新嘅計劃嘅，咁就係叫做Xbox Design Lab 啦。咁可以上翻去佢哋官方網站啦。咁上到去之後咧，就可以自己去自定顏色啊嗰啲，甚至係可以刻字嘅。咁跟住就會喺9月咧就會正式發貨啦。咁順帶一提咧，其實呢個計劃咧，佢哋亦都另外同第三方嘅廠商合作咧，就支援埋Elite 嘅手掣嘅。咁Elite手掣咧都可以係自定顏色啦，或者自定嗰啲配件嘅。咁但係嗰個就係微軟官方嘅，雖然有官方認證啫，係啦。咁跟住咧就係、另外咧，其實亦都係公佈埋咧第2部新主機啦。咁就係叫 Scorpio，Project Scorpio。咁嗰部咧就真係 4K 機啦。咁詳情其實冇乜點提嘅，只係話俾你聽啊，大概可以去到幾勁啊，或者點樣啊 VR 啊嗰啲。咁基本上你係真係要新機先玩到嗰種級數嘅 VR。咁佢要去到嗰陣時先公佈啦。咁呢個係可能要等一啲人點樣啦。咁 同埋就係亦都強調啦，向下兼容啦，佢係話全部都會兼容嘅，咁所以就唔需要太擔心難度同埋，始終係 PC 嚟嘅，咁你佢而家喺個新計劃入邊，可能你 PC 就唔得。咁第三樣咧就係嗰個 Xbox Play Anywhere 嘅計劃啦，咁就係嚟緊一啲新嘅遊戲咧部分啦嚇，咁就會支援一個嘅聯動嘅，咁個聯動係咩咧？就係你可以喺呢一個計劃入邊咧，就係俾一次錢，咁跟住你就會有埋個 PC 版㗎啦。咁我唔肯定你係咪買 PC 版咧，就會有埋 Xbox 版。如果係跟 Quantum Break 嗰種玩法咧，你只有買 Xbox 版咧，先至會送 PC 版俾你嘅啫。係啦，咁同埋咧就係你嗰啲遊戲咧，亦都係會互相聯動嘅，就係互相可以對戰啦，又或者係嗰啲遊戲嘅進度咧，可以係互相交叉嘅。咁啊 Phil Spencer 攞個例子咧，就係話佢係同 Netflix 做比喻咯。佢話呢一即係嗰個情況就係我可以喺電腦，可以喺電話，或者喺唔同甚至 VR 都可以俾一次錢。咁睇下佢有冇辦法推動到咧？因為始終你對於嗰啲傳統嘅廠商嚟講，可能佢哋會有啲唔高興，佢哋有嘢唔中意啊，或者佢哋覺得淨係收一次錢就夠。咁所以你要睇下佢哋點樣做咯。咁啊，第三跟住仲有下一樣嘢咧，就係 Xbox Live 咧會加啲嘢，就係叫做 club 啦，即係可以好似 band group 咁樣啦。咁我諗咧 Xbox 都會開到。咁就係可以長期開一個就係俾啲 friend 或者佢哋啲會員入到嚟可以傾偈啊嗰啲嘢啦。咁而且咧佢亦都講到明啦，就係因為呢一樣嘢咧，佢變咗你嘅 Xbox App 咧，即係包括你嘅 smartphone 上面，其實都可以用嘅。咁變咗。咁啊，另外其實亦都有一啲電競上面嘅支援啊，甚至係足球上面個 FIFA 世界盃咧，亦都係會有一個互動版會喺 Xbox 上獨家出嘅。係啦，咁啊跟住仲有一堆遊戲啦，咁啊嗰啲咩 Recall 啊、State of Decay 啊、Forza Horizon 3啊、Gears of War 4啊、Halo Wars 咁呢啲係重點嘅遊戲啦，咁但係有幾隻得夠有嘅。咁另外咧附帶一提啦，咁有啲 indie 遊戲都有啦，咁 indie 遊戲都會開始支援埋 Play Anywhere， 包括就係 Cuphead 啦，咁嗰隻好似迪士尼嗰個舊公仔咁嗰個遊戲啦，咁都會支援喺呢一個計劃嘅。咁可能你哋到時就要買 Xbox 版，跟住之後就送 PC 版啦。咁同埋咧就係今次呢一個發佈會咧，係同時間亦都有兩隻遊戲送俾 Xbox 會員嘅，咁就係Limbo 啦，同埋咧嗰個鐵拳嘅 TT2 啊，咁呢兩隻咧，只要你係上去 Xbox Store 咧，登入翻你嘅會員啦，咁就可以免費 claim 到啦。咁你 claim 完我可以遲啲先下載翻嚟玩都冇所謂嘅。你假如果唔係你某天打算想下載嚟玩嘅話咧，所以 Xbox 平台話你可以而家傾咗先，咁就大概一個禮拜到啦，嗰個試玩期，即係免費嘅期間大概。咁微軟呢邊大概咁講。咁另外咧就可以講下 Apple 嗰邊啊 ，Apple 咧都有一堆嘢要即係提下嘅。咁啊，首先咧就係之前提過 App Store 上面嘅一啲更新啦，跟住有 WatchOS 3啦，新嘅 WatchOS 啦，咁啊可以係終於啲 App 咧，雖然話之前係 native 啦，但係一路都係等好耐啦，咁但係佢而家可以係 Instant Launch 啦，咁界面上面更新啦，同埋支援手寫啦，咁你手寫咧暫時所知就應該只係得中文英文嘅啫，係啦，咁啊跟住咧另外就係講到 tvOS 啦 ，tvOS 就會開始加一啲叫 live 嘅電視頻道啦，咁但係 live 嘅電視頻道咧，佢嘅講法比較小心㗎，佢因為佢似得譬如話係而家 PlayStation，Sony 有個 PlayStation View 啦，又或者嗰啲 Sling TV 啦，佢取而代之佢嗰個做法就係佢唔係 Apple 自己開一個服務去 host 呢啲台，咁佢係反而係俾 Sling TV 呢啲咁嘅 app 登錄咗落去，咁就同個 Siri 就可以 call 話 Siri 我想睇呢個字咯，跟住佢就咁樣啦。咁跟住咧就係、另外就係到Mac 嗰邊啦，咁就 OS 聽講咧叫翻做 Mac OS， 終於又去翻一個 OS 咪有翻個 Mac 嘅年代啦。咁啊同埋就係而家話會加咗即係幾樣嘢啦，咁 Auto Unlock 啊，Universal Clipboard 啊咁樣啦，咁同埋有 Siri 啦，咁樣咁呢啲都係重要嘅。咁同埋 Apple Pay on the web 啦，網上面當就好似做 PayPal 咁，但係只不過係一個更相對安全啲嘅一個方法，因為係你 local 要過咗你嘅驗證先啦。咁跟住之後咧就去到 iOS 啊，咁 iOS 就到第10代啦，Siri 開放 API 啦，同埋 Apple 咁跟住嗰啲 Maps 亦都會開放個 API 可以 call 唔同嘅嘢啊，終於啦，咁所以但係亦都要睇下點樣賣帳嘅。如果唔賣帳嗰樣嘢就係譬如好似香港咁，你就冇 OpenMyShop 咯。而家香港 Apple Maps 我唔知大家有冇用過啦，佢嗰個係比較小心嘅，我覺得佢嗰個做法，佢就係 Foursquare 合作啦，攞 Foursquare 嘅 UI， 咁我結果就可以喺 Foursquare 上面咧就會睇到晒嗰啲餐廳名啊嗰啲嘢，咁但係嗰樣嘢係佢個資料始終都係唔及 OpenRice 咁多咁齊全，即係嗰啲咩啲人嘅 comments 啊嗰啲都多。咁跟住另外就係Apple Music 會有大更新啦，咁啊仲有就係嗰啲咩 HomeKit 啊嗰啲都會有更新啦，Photos 會變咗係logo 上面做到多咗好多嘢啊，咁Phone App 會支援埋 VoIP 啊，執過個界面啦，同埋就係iMessage 啦會變咗支援一堆新功能啦，咁其實基本上嗰啲係其他嘢，佢而家變咗開放埋個 API 咁而佢話第二係咪 iOS 10啊真係咁大嘅更新咧？我諗從 API 上開放咗好多嘢咯，即係 system 嗰啲嘢開放咗好多，但係你話整體用落去可能未必有太大嘅嘢會直接令你覺得話即係咁以上就係 iOS 10啦，sorry WWDC 啦，同埋就係微軟 E3 嘅兩邊嘅總結啦。咁大家有冇啲咩意見評價想講下？
辛苦晒啊，方丈總結啊，以上兩個 event 啊。我有啲想講啊，就係嗰個 Microsoft 新機，
係，
因為佢頭先嗰個 event 都講佢有6個 teraflops，
係啊，
傳聞中 Sony 嗰部 PS4 Neo 都係得4點幾，之後任天堂嗰部 NS 更加慘啲，
嗰個傳聞
得1添，
係啊，傳聞係話比起 PS4 而家嗰部 PS4 仲到，
佢已經唔止差一代，差2代。究竟佢用咩奇兵可以？
我唔知任天堂係點算啊？咁但係任天堂嗰種玩法係，如果一嘢搏得，即係佢玩個招係佢推嗰啲新功能，如果一嘢 OK 嗰個賣點，佢就會贏晒成個市場。Apple 就唔係 sorry Microsoft 或者 Sony 就呢啲位就好蝕章，即係佢比較少呢啲創新。咁而你話 Sony 咧，我覺得佢而家唔需要咁急去回應，即係當然佢輸得起嘅，我覺得佢蝕咗咁多再第一筆超個 design，但係我感覺 Sony 唔似咁樣做，即係好麻煩啦。我覺得對於 Sony 嚟講，佢而家嗰個做法，但係我感覺我估唔到佢會揀4點幾 teraflops。即係我以為佢會係，因為 Sony 不嬲都係強調佢嘅 spec 要勁啊嘛。尤其是今代佢贏嘅好重要一個因素就係佢成日話俾人聽個 spec 係就係贏你嗰啲啲嘅啫。咁哪怕就係嗰啲啲，我就係贏咗你。
佢呢個係保守嘅估計，諗住出4，咁嚟緊可能下年
就出落咁樣，
或者6.1。
哇！咁如果係咁就食屎咯。咁我覺得就到時。佢有個信心危機嘅喎，你啲玩家係 keep 即係年年
家都應該預咗 Sony 同 Microsoft 似乎應該可能縮短到每2年可能係一個 upgrade。
我感覺咧 Microsoft 而家個玩法好似即係我估唔到佢會即係會變得比較小心或者比較疏離啊。佢係揀咗一個 4K 嘅 Blu-ray player 嚟做賣點嚟 sell 嘅，呢個係好似以前 Sony 對 PS2 咁樣嘅策略，而佢 sell 應該價錢平過以 4K 嘅嚟講，咁佢又主打又賣遊戲咁樣去搶，咁而佢又保持到就係、可能呢一年我又要出啲嘢，咁我出咗個都係 sell 住叫 4K， 不過 4K video 嗰個 4K 機嘅，咁但係真嘢我已經預告咗下，咁可能佢可以 hold 到有一班人想玩想要個口達，咁佢 Sony 嘅話咧，佢如果我唔知佢要點 sell 啊，即係佢嗰樣嘢，但係佢起碼佢如果要拖咧，我覺得佢都有時間拖嘅，因為今年佢出 PSVR， 佢可以將 VR 當咗係佢嚟緊6月打後成個下半年嘅重點，咁佢可以係但係下一年佢要點樣去回應咧？咁嗰個就係另外一回事咯。
話晒佢都而家有2倍以上銷量可以攞嚟。
係啊，即係2:1㗎嘛而家，咁你咪可以燒一陣咯。咁當然可能係變咗今個聖誕 VR 係好成功，佢又再加入一節多。咁但係Phil Spencer 嗰個講法，佢就好似係佢就睇好加 VR，佢覺得唔成熟啦。我唔知佢個成熟嘅意思係咪就代表下年佢出咗新機就先成熟啦。
始終技術會進步，
係嘅，
價錢啊，
係啦，
畫質上面嘅提升，我諗大家如果今年買 PSVR 都係嘗鮮咯，
係啊，
做白老鼠
冇錯
嘅啫，
同埋微軟咧係而家佢係主打平台策略，即係唔係話佢自己出個 VR 眼鏡，佢而家係佢成日叫自己咩 Mixed Reality， 即係我 VR 又有 AR 又有，咁 AR 有佢自己 HoloLens 啦，咁佢亦都開放咗啱啱宣布開放咗個技術係理論上其他廠包括 HTC 包括 Oculus 都可以用 HoloLens 嘅技術去整一個佢哋自己版本嘅 HoloLens， 只不過嗰個條件係可能 HTC Holo 咁樣啦，我即係我就咁叫佢名。咁嗰個係可能一定要支援翻 Windows。咁嗰樣嘢係佢開放咗嘅話，咁始終 AR 而家冇人做嘛，得佢一個啫嘛。咁佢可能佢就變咗 standard 㗎啦。咁而 VR 嗰邊佢就揀咗就係我基本上個個都 support 咗 PSVR 㗎嘛。咁你可以 expect 就係我如果買新嘅 Xbox 就可能係樣樣都玩到除咗 PSVR。係啊，但係其他嘢 Sony 我覺得佢燒住先咯，佢嘅回應咧始終佢嘅品牌嘅有佢嘅價值，佢啲 fans 係會喜歡呢個品牌，哪怕係唔掂到即係一劈屎都有人撐，即係咁樣啦，等於
Sony 個名仲值錢嘅。
係啊，我覺得係嘅，咁等於 PS3 嗰陣時㗎嘛，你大家咁嘅反應都仲有人買，都仲有人即係佢要撐嘅，咁你真係冇得講。咁我諗係要，即係嗰個情況係要 Sony 可能係要連續2-3代都食咗屎，咁啲人先會放棄咯。咁所以你話一代咁，我覺得 Sony 輸得起嘅，最多咪又賺錢咪做蝕錢生意嘅。
佢都冇乜，佢仲有咩嘢？
但係 Sony 要即係我感覺啦，佢哋如果要蝕錢要去變賣嘅話，變賣電話先會。
電話賣電話呢樣已經講咗好耐。
係啊，即係講遊戲機嗰度都未到啊。咁呢個係暫時係話 Sony。咁同埋其他嗰啲咩一次過玩晒兩邊嗰啲，我覺得佢係即係有野心嘅咁樣咯。想搶你生意，整合埋。如果佢真係即係 偷雞嗰個玩法係我要買 Xbox 版先用 PC 版咧。咁如果你從着數啲嗰個角度去諗咧，啲人係會買 Xbox 版嘅，因為我發展咗 PC 版。咁其實對於佢充 Xbox 版嘅數字着數，咁但係佢定係佢之後即係改咗名，就我一個數字去計晒咁多個平台咧，唔知道。但係而家如果咁睇咧，我想睇下即係 Sony 有啲咩回應咯，因為始終佢就冇呢個優，即係佢就冇 Windows， 係啦冇 Windows 啊嘛，咁佢可以賣啲咩嘢 ？Crossbuy 話我可以嘅，
佢家陣咪都係 Crossbuy PS4 同埋 PS3 咯。
係啦，即係我喺 Vita 或者 PS3 可以玩到，但係嗰樣嘢唔吸引啊嘛，等於即係嗰日 check 個 Mighty Number 9，喂大佬PC 同埋 Xbox 嗰邊賣你119蚊，我喺 PlayStation 要買238蚊，足足貴1倍喎。然後佢同我講呢個 Crossbuy，咁係啊，你 Crossbuy，但係你前後收咗2次錢啊嘛。
你可能
咁我又唔可以拆，
嘅，
我又唔可以拆開買咁。
咪買完之後再買翻個另外兩部機。
即係我只能話 Sony 嘅玩家真係有錢，係啊，我好窮嘅，所以我玩唔起 Sony 啊。
你淨係期待下聽朝早 Sony 嗰個發布。
係，我都想睇下佢有啲咩嘢出嘅。
我諗佢今年散着都係大量嘅遊戲作品啦。
佢 GT Sport 冇理由唔出啊啩，即係冇可能延期嘅咯。隔離 Forza 都又出第3集嘅。
但係我擔心佢會唔會多，即係佢作品 VR 嘅作品會唔會多啲嘅實機示範？
呢個要睇下佢到時，但係佢係少嘅，應該要有啲嘢。咁始終都要出啦。VR 佢係缺乏大作，而家都係，咁佢而家 announce 嘅真係叫得出係即係 3A 嘅大作嘅第一隻GT Sport。會唔會有其他咧？可能晏啲9點鐘會有，都唔定，但係呢個係到時我哋知咯。係啊，咁其他仲有新嗰啲即係新嗰啲 community 嘅功能 ，Xbox 嗰啲就好，即係叫好過冇咯。而家個市場上面佢願意 keep 住推動係保持住嗰個領先嘅地位，即係我哋人哋未做嘅時候做咗先，standardize 咗，呢啲係好嘅。咁但係你話吸引到我一定會轉會，我又唔覺得係咯。但係你話有個級喺度，咁始終係方便咗㗎。你話約打機啊啲嘢正，即係我可以想像下，你而家有個打機 channel 啫，但係老實講，我哋嗰個 ID list 其實都唔係好，即係嗰個即係 level up 嗰個 ID 教育區都唔係真係每日都咁樣。咁你如果你開咗個 group 喺入邊，直接喺個 group 度，我已經 set 咗有個比賽，有個小型嘅 Xbox level up 杯咁樣。咁所有人只要撳粒掣已經可以即刻 jump 入去玩啦。咁嗰個方便吸引程度係會好過而家。譬如話，我對比翻譬如有次咧，我哋個節目形式宣佈，然後開個 list 俾大家登記，登記完之後又要再約時間玩，嗰樣嘢完全唔同咯。我可以直接兩個人 OK 就即刻打完就計分，然後我哋又即刻睇直播，又或者睇重溫，又跟住再約下一輪晉級點樣去玩。
呢種一站式包辦嘅話，真係好方便嗰啲用家，
係啊，
自己搞嘅小型比賽咯。
冇錯冇錯，
甚至可能一啲大型嘅比賽都可以投到佢哋。
其實我諗 EA 同國際足協都講到話要搞，即係呢個 FIFA 互動世界盃喺 live 度用而家呢個 Unity，我諗都係等於 EA 其實尋日 EA Play 都話佢哋要投入落 e-sport 咁。我諗咧 Xbox 嗰邊就係食緊呢條水咯，即係你哋要嘅，咁我哋咪而家 standardize 咗。咁我反而就期待，咁你即係 Sony 嗰邊會做啲乜咧？或者佢會做啲乜？
好似 WWDC 咁去跟隨 Xbox 嘅部分，加翻咁嘅分數。
可能會㗎，喂，但係佢我唔知佢會唔會整，我即係大球佢好死已經偷笑啦。咁雖然我諗好多玩家都會講一樣嘢㗎啦，即係 Sony 平台特別常遇到嘅一句説話就我冇問 我唔受影響啲 friend 嘅啫，即係咁。
冇彈線問題。
係啊，
冇 PSN 單。
係啦，即係我冇黃燈。咁睇下會唔會佢做？我覺得佢即係 Sony 做都係好，即係你因為咧，如果你個個都做咧，入天堂咧繼續做，冇可能做啦。天堂個新嗰個平台，你唔同我講乜都唔做啦，你真係停死㗎啦，其實。咁同埋就係而家佢嗰樣嘢係佢講嗰個新機能嗰樣嘢咧，佢到下年咧就慢一代㗎啦嘛，即係而家雖然係107或者G-Force，咁但係去到下年就其實慢一代。我唔知道究竟佢係咪下年嗰個真係做？係啊，
可能真係1080，下年出可能1180。
係啊，咁所以你係咪定係嗰個？因為咧佢唔係話今年出啊嘛，佢話下年出。我感覺係佢嗰個未，其實就應該係未 set 好嘅。因為 Neo 個講法就好似係要今年出嘅，吹到。
即係
係啊，
年底前。
係啦，如果 Neo 係今年要出，佢而家就一定要已經設計好咯，嗰個成個台係啦 spec 嗰啲嘢而家要等，如果唔係你投產有問題㗎啦。咁但係如果微軟係揀下年嘅話，咁佢仲有時間等咯。咁佢可能，我覺得而家呢部 Slim 機其實就係為咗應付呢個出住先，佢又唔強調我 4K， 佢刻意避開咗我部 4K 機，我有 4K video， 咁佢就同我講有 4K， 咁佢又唔係唔支援晒啊，咁佢而家有支援 HDR。咁佢嗰個做法比較小心咯，可能對於 developer 嚟講，佢先試咗 HDR，跟住再出真嘅 4K。同埋佢而家嗰個遊戲模式咧，即係嚟緊可能係如果真係幾個平，即係2個平台都有，我唔計你計嗰啲咩 iPad 就好似 Minecraft 嗰個唔計啦。咁但係如果你話即係嗰啲hardcore遊戲，我喺2大平台上面有嘅話，咁其實就會變咗就係我買。如果我真係要一個中勁 Xbox 嘅話，咁我其實就機動 PC 就已經入咗 Xbox 呢個 system。我唔一定要買 Xbox。
因為佢走向其實都係諗住 Xbox Live。
係啦，因為
就係 Steam 呢個平台。
係啦，即係佢最後尾都係落 live 嘅。咁其實佢已經係落去嗰個 ecosystem， 佢都已經唔需要買主機佢都有錢。咁係咁樣啦。佢亦都就 offer 一個平嘅選擇。我唔知舊機即係粗重大部合規，而家嗰個溫會唔會仲繼續賣啊？咁如果佢到時繼續賣，再賣平啲，我諗對於佢再立個市場有着數嘅。如果佢學蘋果嗰種策略 keep 住大嗰個喺度再平啲嘅話，
如果講價到199。
係啦，如果佢真係微軟係可以邊你上，佢有錢。佢如果真係199嘅話，咁我覺得就
同埋都係做 TV box 㗎。
係啊，即係有嚟緊，你又有一堆 Windows 10。
最重要係咯，UWP 嘅話，你可以裝好多。
即係 BT client 都有咯，即係啱啱 P 站 F1 都講過。你 BT client 雖然我都唔知你有乜電波，你會喺個遊戲機上面 BT，除非你話
睇片，你當啲片我哋
你 remote 即係你變咗嗰個係好似 NAS 咁樣，即係你掉落去幫我 BT 但係我 BT 我唔知啊，但係可能有啲人會覺得咁樣幾正嘅，但係有一樣嘢應該幾吸引咯。如果你出嗰啲好似之前嗰啲咩 Popcorn Times 嗰啲咧，應該幾正。我可以喺個 Xbox 上即刻呢條 key 就睇嘅話，應該幾得。
仲有就係內地嗰一堆視頻 app 啦，冇錯。
咁呢個係 Xbox 係咁多，其他我仲有提到一樣嘢，佢而家講緊佢話支援 4K 咧，嗰個講法係佢而家講緊話新機支援嘅嘢，其實係有啲似翻咧舊最初出 Xbox One 嘅時候咧，講緊咧佢遲啲都會加入到呢樣嘢。咁我嘅感覺係可能好似 Elite 手掣，就係可能 S 機即係而家 Slim 機先有咗呢啲功能，然後可能係要等1年之後咧，或者半年之後咧，咁佢其他普通手掣咧就會即係等於 喺呢個情況咧，而家主機啦，咁就會舊機就可能加翻4G 十個落。咁因為喺 X1 個設計上，佢另外一粒傳專門做呢啲嘢，咁所以佢係有能力上就爭在嚟諗啦。咁同埋佢哋而家比較聽話啲嘅，始終都係要輸下先會比較聽。
大家有競爭先有進步。
係啦，我覺得係好啲。如果唔係邊有即係咁講，以前邊有可能？我而家幾滿意，最好你俾翻第一代 Xbox 嘅機會。其實係最做啊嗰個，因為 base on Windows 以前改寫嘅嗰個。咁點解佢整咧？
我相信應該係嚟緊應該會有㗎啦，遲早嗰時。
我想買翻嗰啲嘢嚟玩嘅，都上世界咁樣。
我都想買翻隻零嘅。
係啊，咁但係佢等佢 announce 咗真係得先啦，因為佢係有一個問題嘅，我記得未好似講過，佢個粒 U 咧，因為第一代 Xbox 係用 Intel CPU，咁 Intel CPU 咧，好似嗰陣時佢係每出一部咧係要俾翻權利金俾，係啦，要俾翻 Intel 嘅，就任天堂喺 GameCube 咧就先至開咗個先鋒，就係買斷嘅。買斷之後咧，咁就係解決咗個問題啦，就係、我唔需要以後 keep 住出都要分錢嘅，咁嗰樣嘢就要，
即使係模擬嘅時候都要。
係啊，可能就係模擬嗰個都要俾錢嗰啲人，咁所以係要睇下微軟嗰邊，定係而家先知道。咁啊 ，Apple 大家頭先講到。哇！又屌晒鬼，又咦下，你哋啲反應咁鬼大咁樣，你哋覺得係好悶啦？
了無新意啊！
定係點先？即係整曬喎！即係
悶咯，即係上次上次有新意嘅呢幾時咧，已經即係應該已經係出 Swift。即係就要真係有啲好新嘅啲 shiny object 嘅，即係都唔止 shiny object 咧，即係真係有啲個 substantive 改變嘅，即係 WWDC 嗰啲好似係咯，今次就即係覺得好怪咯，即係怪嘅意思，即係你即係譬如做一個果粉又好，即係睇住 Apple。演變嘅人又好 ，Apple user 又好，即係好似覺得即係真係冇咗嗰種 charm 咯，即係以前
嗰種興奮嗰種。
係啊。
以前真係睇得個電視喺屋企
真係就 Steve Jobs 嗰啲。係啦。即係佢一日走咗，真係。
即係走咗一兩年仲有嘅咁，但係。
啲人都全部係佢留低嘅遺產嘅，即係呢幾年寫定
咁樣2年計劃咁樣，但係呢幾年嗰種興奮嗰種感覺真係冇咗，啲嘢係越嚟越即係覺得應該有嘅嘢你而家先做，即係以前嗰啲嘢嗰種感覺，因為以前嗰啲咧，你望翻睇翻以前啲WWDC咧，你係覺得係真係會早人幾個。而家就真係講我哋遲咗太多啦，遲咗好多你先出現。即係啱，其實都係有好多時都係有呢種 feeling 喺度㗎。大家一路有聽我哋嘅時候，都感覺到其實我哋都係咁遲先有即係令到我哋
即係好 wow 成件事，覺得即係唔係同埋 Apple 玩 catch up 以前都冇玩得咁明顯啦，即係你catch up 嘅時候，我哋都知道有啲即係譬如 control center 嗰啲都係 catch up 㗎啦，咁但係即係佢唔係成個 keyboard 都 catch up 喎，我覺得即係以前會有啲即係新嘅嘢或者 exciting 嘅嘢，即係你可能話俾包裝成好 exciting 嘅嘢又好，或者真係好 exciting 嘅嘢。
聽 over 咁樣，我覺得係犀利。
但係佢今次即係佢而家係講緊都係，即係佢其實都係 continuity 嚟嘅，但係佢個 demo 即係佢做得好，包裝嚟講好唔 magic 咯。
咁講啦，佢 continuity 係幾乎嗰陣時冇人做嘅，佢做先嘅。雖然好多人會話佢我其實就冇乜機會用到啊，唔使用。你已經見到佢今次嗰啲功能係好多都已經去到即係最廣泛、最多人做嗰啲例子，佢而家先講翻。咁今代係似修補式嘅 OS， 但係佢修補又搞笑，佢又唔似得 Mac 嗰邊我會大幅咁樣縮咗你嘅用量，俾翻啲 storage 嚟啊，呢啲嘢佢唔做。但係佢雖然取而代之，佢係 keep 住就係話我會補翻啲喺其他對手上面有嘅嘢，或者
iPhone 都係唔可以啦，佢要買 iCloud 㗎嘛。
我諗可能係呢個原因，但係你譬如你見今年 iCloud 佢有冇提話，譬如iCloud 有減價嗰啲冇喎，即係我 expect 可能有減價有再同啲人用。
佢算唔算隻字嗰個會提到咧？
都有嘅，喺 Mac 嗰邊都有提到，但係佢冇提價錢嗰度，價錢但係佢有提過 iCloud。咁其他即係WatchOS 就係一個人哋要有嘅嘢，佢基本要有。但係佢係咪真係做到嗰樣嘢話我所有嘢都唔需要等咧？咁我要睇翻等陣嚟緊媒體喺實機攞到上手之後係點？咁呢個可能要到禮拜五節目嗰陣時，我哋先可以再啲詳細啲。
我突然諗到 iMessage 而家多咗好多功能，有 sticker 啊，有嗰啲特效啊。係。咁似乎呢個新呢一個 iOS 個容量應該會大增嘅。
冇錯。
咁睇嚟可用部機可用嘅容量又少咗啦。
其實佢要
全民好似係8 G 嘅，因為已經冇。
而家冇晒8 G 啦，全
16可能都問啦。全民 iPhone 可能32，
係32呢條。
但係我覺得32你最後溝埋，可能都唔夠用㗎啦。32只係得80。
咁又未至於Samsung 嗰啲就得，
同埋其實佢即係啲人傳嗰啲嘢，好似好多都冇實驗到啦。即係譬如而家 CD-ROM 話少咗啲新 Mac 唔同咧，咁或者即係 iMessage on Android 咁咧，咁啲全部都冇嘅，係啊，結果係啊，即係可能唔係今日呢個 event 但係就即係我覺得 iMessage on Android 真係一個。
但係佢之前講晒又係冇啦，呢個其實蘋果係應該要即係而家個整體其實係要加嘅，即係呢啲嘢要你要搶客，你要去攞個市場係冇㗎。咁但係佢冇。
你講得得啲，咁咪即係一種現代嘅時候，可以講啊，Ubisoft 嗰個 live 而家係開始緊啦，而家就係講緊 Watch Talk 嘅，係啦，相信大家都可以即係可以再期待下佢點縮水啦。
咁啊講埋蘋果嗰啲嘢啦，即係嗰啲 iOS 10、iOS 11，即係都係啲 nice to have 咯，有啲要做嘅嘢我哋有代替。咁 WatchOS 就又係 catch up 嘅啦，最值得讚嗰個 Street Playground 係其實我冇嘅話，即係除非我而家去。我係唔識歌嘅，但係如果我而家去學嘅話，我可能用Street Playground 可能係一個好機會令到我識嘅，但係機會比較少咯，未必特登。咁其他 OS 我諗要等你落到嚟吸引下啲，同埋我感覺好似逼我部機多咗啲新嘢上去。
你小心你部機再慢啲，係啊。方叫你呢幾個月要好好珍重你部機。
冇啦。
咪係 between now and 9月10月咧，因為咧咁佢即係講埋啊，頭先我唔知道有冇講過啦，個 device list 啊有冇
我特登睇。
係啦，咁其實咧即係本身 Aesthetic 咧就長集就聲稱呢個Goodbye A5 啦，即係頭先講個Old iPad 嘅你都用唔到啦，頭先有講過。咁但係其實咧 Apple 個美國網站 update 咗啦，咁佢就去到係 iPad 2同埋 original 嘅 iPad Mini 第一代咧，都仲 support 到嘅。而家個網站係咁講嘅。
係啊，但係咧根據
即係淨係飛收咗 iPhone 4S 咯。
但係根據往績咧，蘋果係試過喺正式出之前係再抽就有啲機會，所以而家呢個啲只係僅限於目前我哋所知嘅啫，唔代表到9月嗰陣時我哋正式攞到 beta 可以。
咁樣印度嘅朋友點算好啊？
嗱，呢個就係蘋果嘅問題啦，即係成日將一啲舊機攞去賣，但係佢要平價嘅話，其實 SE 先係嗰隻。即係你 keep 唔到啲人去個 system， 即係佢係會遺留落嚟有一堆問題嘅。第一，我可能會有啲 security 問題啦；第二就係啲 apps 用唔到啲新功能啦。咁你譬如好似 Apple 而家想睇 Apple Pay， 嗰班客係轉。咁呢個係蘋果而家即係成日都係有呢啲嘅屎忽。
咁我睇翻即係頭先啱啱講到印度，即刻出翻去睇咧。咁其實印度佢都係即係 SE 6同埋6S 咁樣，咁即係
而家冇賣嗰個㗎啦，係啊，而家冇晒㗎，啲貨晒貨係停晒。
嗰幾年就話賣得最好嘅。
係啊，即係話搞到曾經有
開翻條 line，
係啊，停產咗，跟住仲要開翻就係因為
啤啲剩出嚟，係啊。
咁樣啦，咁啊係咁多啦。有興趣咧，而家你哋睇緊視像直播嘅話咧，應該係會見到呢個 iOS 10嘅網頁啦。咁可以上翻 apple.com
既然咧呢個係即係有啲機靈成分啊咁先賣，咁講一班 breaking news 啊，係啱係 Bank Group post 咗出嚟嘅，咁就係即係可能香港欺壓少啲還啊，咁即係美國兩大嘅虛擬體育嘅operator 啦，呢個 FanDuel 同埋 DraftKings 咧就係可能即係可能傾緊合併嘅。
好，咁樣咧，咁仲有咧就係提埋啦。如果咧你係如果你上 Xbox 嘅網站咧，咁其實已經咧係可以見到就係 Design Lab 啦。咁如果你有興趣咧，
咁 Apple 嘅
就係因為啲色係你自己設計㗎嘛。我你講緊呢個版面啊？
版面好
個版面其實就呢幾年都已經好似啊。咁
我覺得嗰個手掣好似Apple TV Box 唔係Apple TV 嗰個手掣咁似咁樣。
但係呢個手掣應該係即係呢個咁樣嘅樣啊，應該係而家你今時今日見到嗰啲大部分嗰啲所謂嘅手掣咧，個點解啲樣都咁似咧？基本上都係向微軟致敬㗎。即係以前就話同 PlayStation 致敬，而家個個都同手掣致敬。
即係戰斧嗰個 buy
即係你冇可能唔係跟佢，因為最好揸、最多人 buy、滿意度最高係佢咯。係啊，咁你話嗰啲跟 Apple 啲其實都係全部都係
已可以砌翻個任天堂式。
係啊，佢爭在唔可以整圖啫。如果佢整圖咧，即係可以，喂，話時話版權問題啊。下次 Level Up 杯可以刻個 Level Up 咁都係送俾聽眾，即係送俾觀眾。
第三名咧？
係啊，第三名啊！第三名咪送翻上一次第一名嗰個咁樣嘅迷你手掣咯。
咁大落差。
但係唔係喎？但係調翻轉喎，北總係想要嗰個手掣喎。
唔係北總乜都有，
就係
嗰啲咁
就係受呢啲嘢。係啦，咁啊有興趣可以上去睇下啦，因為新掣已經唔再係淨係用微軟嘅自家嘅無線技術㗎啦。咁啊，而家你哋見到嗰版咧就係 Design Lab 啦，應該有唔同顏色去揀㗎啦。咁啊全黑都有嘅。咁同埋咧，我冇理解錯咧，佢嗰個 ABXY 啲掣係可以自己換色㗎喎。
個上面嗰啲
係啊，
字
嗰啲係咯，嗰啲全部都可以換色，即係包括 Xbox 個 logo 嗰度嗰啲色都可以換嘅。後面嗰啲全部都得換，唔怪佢有嗰個800萬個係咁嚟。
我可以預示佢最好賣嘅又係個手掣。
但係佢呢個成本都唔平喎，即係每次開廠自己 customize 啲色係都唔平。 80蚊美金啊，唔係咁。但第一呢部機咧，唔係呢啲掣咧喺美國賣落到嚟，喺香港賣個價咧又唔一樣，即係可能嚟到香港推出呢個服務，可能係香港。
講真，而家你普通一個手機大概300幾400。
係啊，你
而家佢
你自定式喎，仲要又支援埋 Bluetooth 喎，又即係樣樣都。
到時睇下個掣係咩喺邊度咯。
會唔會淘寶會出現相類似嘅嘢？
唔使諗啦，
有啲冇語言嘅。
唔係你淘寶出個相類似嘅色冇用㗎，你個問題係你個掣個手感啊，
嗰啲 material
係啊，嗰啲物料啊，回彈嘅感覺啊 ，impulse trigger 係微軟獨家嘅添，咁同埋嗰個 RF 個技術係微軟自己專利嘅，咁我真係唔知點抄喎。
唔係最重要係1分錢1分貨。如果你平過佢嗰個反應時間你慢嘅話，已經喺打機上面會輸蝕。
係啦，即係而家點解啲人會揀 X1 嘅手掣？有一樣嘢係佢嘅反應時間係幾乎係同佢最快。咁有一個重要原因，因為佢唔係 Bluetooth。咁佢雖然話有支援 Bluetooth，但係你好多人埋單落去都仲係揀翻用佢自家 RF 或者自己插 USB。咁呢啲係微軟嘅賣點，即係雖然有啲人就話唔得，我一定要上面有十字掣咁樣，咁呢個係另外一回事。其實你可以喺嗰啲 app 度自己 swap 嗰啲掣。咁啊，同埋咧就係補充埋最後一樣嘢啦，嗰個 Play Anywhere 咧，其實喺網站上面咧已經有得睇㗎啦。咁啊，亦都咧係話俾你聽咧，佢咧已經係有晒嗰啲，即係邊個支援啊嗰啲已經開始有嗰啲遊戲嘅名睇到嘅。咁嚟緊 Crackdown 都會支援啦 ，Cuphead 都會支援啦。咁但係嗰樣嘢係即係根據翻咧，佢話你而家嗰樣嘢係佢一定要買嗰個係叫做我冇理解，佢一定要你買嗰個 digital 版先會有呢樣嘢。買碟好似係唔包嘅。
碟版你可能睇下個別會唔會。
係啦，碟可能係跟條 key 咯，因為而家睇佢嗰個資料就係話你不論你係喺 Xbox Store 或者 Windows Store 度買咧，咁其實就會兩邊都有啦咁樣咯。咁就但係佢就提到話，你喺 Windows 上邊，你一定要更新咗去到今年嗰個 Windows 10嗰個年度更新嘅，我覺得係成績咁嘅更新嘅。
逼你
係啦，咁樣咯。咁但係佢嗰樣嘢，我覺得都係鼓勵大家用數，即係數係買數慢慢。同埋佢送嗰樣嘢比較吸引咯，即係 PC 嘛，即係你除非用 Mac 嘅啫。如果唔係，你其實冇得
話説我諗緊嗰個 cosplay 唔係 cosplay 應該係 cosplay 房嗰個。
係啊
PS 係咪應該 Sony 嗰邊似乎到而家都係應該。
喂，就係
口講就話好，
係啊，口講話歡迎，但係落到去咪就係咪又係好鬼自私咪得。你而家呢期可以免費喺 Xbox 上面玩係玩Rocket League， 就係支援 PC， 然後嗰陣時 Rocket League 嗰個開發者就話而家係用 Sony， 即係佢哋而家即係之前啲人話微軟好少監電，而家即係流星吹緊邊個先啊？即係嗰調翻轉咯，咪 show hand 啫嘛。而家微軟話 OK 嘅時候，先輪到 Sony 送咯。係啦，咁啊，仲有就係 One S 啦，One S 嗰個其實喺網站度已經有得睇啦。咁其實我感覺咧，我即係一路都冇喺節目度講啦。我其實覺得下面咧有一忽咁樣凸出嚟，其實好似以前 PS2。
我覺得成部機好似 PS4 添。
係咯，睇落
仲似啲啊！
似 PS4 咩？但係呢個嗱你唔計但係你唔係喎，但係你唔計下面黑色嗰忽，其實上面嗰忽係同舊機一樣，
因為
只不過縮咗水。
亦都係四方方咁。PS4 佢係一個
斜梯型啊，係啊，同埋呢個 design 咧，如果你話抄 PS4 咧，外觀係 Xbox One。咁如果我哋講抄嘅話，
你見到佢嗰個掣係實體掣。
係啊，佢唔係變咗嗰啲觸撳掣啊。
即係撳變咗佢係咪驚彈電啊？ 但我記得之前都冇咩問題。
冇呢個問題。
其實咧
我估係平，我估係平。
但點係我可以請教啊？
唔係嗱，第一呢粒掣咧變實體掣，我覺得純粹因為成本嘅，係啦，乘機 cut 嘅啫。咁整體我唔知而家新機啦，開機會唔會有聲？因為而家 PS 係咪X1 或者後期嘅 Xbox 360咧撳嗰粒 power button 咧，即係 Xbox logo 咧，佢會嘟或者有其他聲嘅，佢唔同聲代表唔意思啦。但係通常你只會聽到嗰隻聲嘅啫，就開機講下嗰啲聲，或者熄機講下嗰啲聲。古靈精怪或者撳碟嗰啲就前即係另外再睇。但係你話彈碟嗰樣嘢咧係。真係好傻下啊！即係其實源於有聽眾有提過嘅一個問題，就係 Sony 係唔承認嘅一個設計失誤咧，就但係唔知點解就好多人都中招嘅。雖然因為正面係啊，雖然亦都有好多人話佢冇事嘅，咁就係佢會係撳，即係因為嗰個 eject 嗰個碟嗰個 button 係你熱，即係叫做熱感嘅。咁佢唔係實體掣咧，咁就會。有陣時就會導致到可能係因為正面原因咧，唔小心彈咗隻碟出嚟。咁因為你要入咗隻碟先去玩個遊戲嘛。如果你玩下彈咗隻碟咁，咪會死咯。哦。就所以就
情況好似你失驚無神邊度10 update。
佢係無啦啦同你 reboot 咁。
即係死嘅意思係即係嗰啲 update 嗰啲 progress 多唔到啊？
唔係，即係我玩下隻遊戲。
即係嘅情況就係話你玩下個遊戲咁我撳咗嘅碟出嚟，咁會係點樣咯？即係嗱，你如果你用佢，我唔知個冇玩過 PS1 啦，但係你用 iPhone 嗰個情況就係空密碼。係啦，我譬如話玩翻下個遊戲，然後我突然間 quit 咗你個 app，
即係你個 home button 唔使用。
係啦，你個 home button 有問題嘅。咁然後咧，當我入翻入去咧，中間你啲 progress 冇晒嘅，或者佢只係 save 到上個 checkpoint 咁樣。咁你checkpoint 之後嘅已經冇晒，咁對於嗰班 user 嚟講，梗係即係唔高興啦，即係點會高興咧？咁而 Sony 就唔承認呢一個嘢嘅，佢就要你俾錢去 fix 嘅。咁呢個就比較衰咯，即係不過呢個冇計，你買 Sony 就係咁，即係佢其他產品都係呢啲，或者咁講咧，係美資品牌會比較。
新機好似得翻一個 USB，
後面冇嘅咩？後面應該有。但係佢而家呢個就變咗係，同埋我冇理解出而家係咪即係話咧？呢部機而家即刻買得㗎，但係佢有你 order
8月咯。咁你而家 order 係8月，
都靚嘅。
我覺得最重要係細部。最緊要。
如果越 touch shoot 咯，壞機先會諗換咯。如果唔係真係。
但係壞機嘅話，我諗可以等下年嗰部。
係啊，如果你壞機，可能等下年。
即係但係下年嗰部有機，我覺得冇需要。係
咩樣咧？下年嗰部我想睇下咯，即係呢啲嘢咧。
應該下年嗰部要大翻㗎啦，應該。
唔係逼咧，佢都唔會整到咁鬼細部啦。而家隔離嗰啲即係咁講，你咪隔離咁樣佢點會整到咁細部？同埋有一樣嘢要提下大家啦，就係佢入邊有提到咧，就好似話係立嗰個HDR 嗰啲就唔係隻隻知就我期待嚟緊嗰啲 PC game support 咯，睇翻即係嗰個就唔係今次宣布嗰個到，我期待。咁就話加拿大 L 就話 MS good job 咁樣 OK 啦，
佢喺冇任何人去支持嘅情況下，
都已經交咗好多貨俾大家咯，同埋佢即係嗰樣嘢係我覺得都吸引到人嘅。如果你譬如話好似阿北 A 話我冇 Xbox 手，始終我買 Cuphead，咁但係你咁樣買其實已經就算你冇買主機，但係其實你都係同 Xbox 冇燒。咁呢個有少少偷雞，但係佢埋單一定係長遠。佢個諗法就係你主機嗰個壽命越嚟越短，咁我不如平先佢。 咁啦，咁跟住就係
真係有 one more thing，但係佢係喺 keynote 講都冇講過嘅。
係
其實啱啱即係啲人睇過 WWDC 個 schedule先至發現到呢一樣。
係咩咧？
咁其實就係佢會有一個 session 係introduce 呢個新嘅file system 啦，叫做 Apple File System 啦。
終於有啦，
就會係啊，
成日都俾人
係啊，咁個 description 就話 APFS 啦 is optimized for flash SSD and engineered with encryption as a primary feature 嘅。
咁啊，如果大家唔記得咧，話説好幾年前嘅 macOS 10咧係曾經想引入過 ZFS 嘅，好似係 Solaris 嗰啲嘅 file system 嘅，因為嗰陣時啲人話佢相對先進啲啦，咁比起而家 HFS 後移進化嘅 HFS 還是會比較好嘅，咁一路都拖好多年就冇出到嘅，咁而家就應該係直接跟蘋果嗰個即係 Apple 自己個派出嘅 file system，咁我唔知道究竟詳細，但係如果你話一開始已經有加密呢個係好事，咁尤其是其實都你話係咪要特登加密咧？因為而家譬如話你 iPhone、iPad 嗰啲新嘅嗰啲 iDevice 咧，其實已經原生一開機已經係加晒，咁可能佢只不過係喺 Mac 嗰邊需要你開到花科。同埋就係大家留意下，如果你真係想睇下每一個 OS 入邊一啲特別嘅詳細功能咧，其實咧 Keynote 咧係唔會滿足到你嘅。留意一下咧，再晏少少嘅時間咧，係會有一個咧蘋果國情咨文㗎，咁樣咧就係你上翻去WWDC 嘅網站咧，你睇翻佢時間表啊，咁其實咧每年都係㗎啦，咁就會有一個叫咩 Platform State of the Union 嘅，咁嗰個咧就真係堅料啦，就會話俾你聽逐個每一個嘅功能入邊其實會有啲咩嘢，咁就會係喺香港時間凌晨5點鐘啊，就即係1個鐘頭之後啦，咁就會有。咁我冇記錯咧，蘋果個網站係會有直播嘅。咁如果你真係有興趣想知道究竟噏乜咧，其實係可以上蘋果網站嘅。咁係啦，咁譬如話好似舊年咁樣啦，舊年係有提過一啲新嘢，大家覺得好似冇乜用嘅。譬如話，因為我哋唔會用到，譬如話中東嘅文字會係，因為佢哋係從有書寫嘅。係啊。咁佢哋
其實都唔止
嘅，係啦，咁
有自咗嘅 display。
係啦，咁佢而家其實好多嘢都係咧夾硬，其實全部都呢啲文字都要做自由嘅。而蘋果喺上一代嘅 iOS 咧，或者 macOS 咧，係破天荒有引入咗一個設計就係只要你一用嗰啲文字，成個界面全部係自動由有自咗嘅。咁呢一樣嘢咧係呢啲咁樣嘅細微嘅嘢，你喺入邊係唔會特登睇嘅，你要睇翻State of the Union 咧，你先會知道佢。而佢嘅示範其實都唔係話好 nerd 嘅，佢其實都係揾一啲以我所知，即係睇翻之前有啲人嘅訪問咧，其實佢哋呢啲咁樣嘅 presentation 咧，事前係要過咗蘋果 PR 過關，即係 PR 要睇一次你個 show，覺得你係普通人睇得明，先至會俾你出街。咁就係咁多啦，有興趣就上翻去 W。
係咁啱啱 breaking 咧，呢個係Win and Mac 出線嘅，咁亦都即係我哋一般大眾都錯到出嚟嘅就係 Apple Pay 嘅香港網站啦。咁apple.com/hk 咧喺呢個 moment 都係未 upgrade 做iOS 10咁嘅，但係 apple.com/hk/apple-pay 咁樣係錯個網站出嚟，係錯咗 Apple Pay 個香港網站出嚟㗎啦。咁咧合作嘅銀行咧就除咗 AE 之外，就仲有東亞啦、中銀信用卡啦、DBS 星展銀行啦、恒生啦、匯豐同埋渣打嘅。咁以下嘅精選商戶咧就幾間啦，即係 Apple 啦。
精選咧其實就簡單。
集團啦，
唔使啦，就係持和係嘅，大部分都有份㗎啦，咁樣咯。
咁即係其實係咪恒生銀行會講 Enjoy 過 Apple Pay？
咁佢嗱 Enjoy 咧就係恒生嘅，恒生即係 Enjoy 卡就係恒生同揸嘅，係啦，即係同義和嘅合作嘅卡啦。咁你睇翻商戶嗰度咧，其實就應該都係第一批過 Apple Pay 㗎啦。即係渣打死出嚟。係啊，咁 H&M 冇信用卡。咁 咁同埋就係同埋就係華潤嗰啲都會支援啦。反而調翻轉咧，有趣嘅咧就係
平創優品係冇嘅。
其實就係
跟進會跟
和黃係啦，咁但係和黃係冇咧，就以我所知和黃係嗰啲 terminal 咧係支援，只不過佢冇寫住支援 Apple Pay 咧，應該係咁佢哋應該都其實
但係會唔會好似 Walmart 咁樣咧？即係理論上支援 NFC technology，但係因為其他理由就
應該唔會啊，因為和黃嗰張 Compass Visa 都支援，和黃同唔知邊間銀行，我記得 DBS 好似嗰張 Compass Visa 係支援NFC 嘅新發嗰啲卡支援。
咁阿李生其實應該已知係咪？其實佢有冇支援即係譬如 Currency 嗰類其他嘅 rival 嘅 fintech 平台啊？
佢比較忠誠，係李生係
即係科技要求。
係啊，相咁但係你話呢堆銀行以外嗰啲其實
莎莎咯，同埋呢個應該方便內地同胞來港用銀聯。
但係佢又未有銀聯喎，真係搞嘢喎。
係啊，
但係明明銀聯其實就應該好 OK 㗎啦。咁睇下佢嚟緊點啦，同埋今次咧 AE 話出先咧，咁果然就冇錯啦。一出咧就3個發卡組織都已經有啦，爭在邊一間？我要睇發卡機構先。咁睇下佢嚟緊會點啦。佢因為蘋果個講法咧，就算啱啱 Keynote 都話嚟緊幾個月先有 experience， 所以可能唔係話今個禮拜，可能7月先。就係咁多啦。咁就多謝各位收睇或者收聽啦。咁尤其是收睇嗰啲就唔好意思啦，直播嘅話，我希望睇下可唔可以遲啲有啲咩方法修復翻啲聲，因為我哋 DVR 落去 YouTube 嗰度嘅，咁可能要喺 YouTube 度攞翻嗰個 file 落嚟，跟住我自己再黐翻條聲上去。咁呢啲我都唔係好識，可能要問啲先生。睇下到時係點啦。今日係咁多啦，咁就例如話喺嗰個就正式開始啦。大家有
其實收翻講咗啲咩？冇咩特別留意。
一開始又跳咗隻舞咁樣咯，
我完全唔知做乜點解喺度。
無啦啦就喺度唱 Queen 嘅嗰首《Don't Stop Me Now》，跟住就喺度跳舞。
但係有冇講啲咩 game 啊？
未講咯。
啱
啱開完，
見到啲片段 edition 嗰啲啊。
係啊，佢個即係 Twitch 嗰度咧，其實樓下都講咗幾隻 game 㗎啦，咁就Watch Dogs 唔得啦 ，Division 啦 ，Rainbow Six 啦，跟住翻晒啦，Assassin's Creed 啦 ，The Two， 跟住Trail 同埋 Walk Night 嘅，係啊，呢幾隻
冇乜特別驚喜啦，
都係嗰啲咯，唔使得啦。
好，就係咁多。
下
星期五再見啦。咁
大家瞓個靚覺，等9點鐘 Sony 嘅。
係啦，同埋就係之後咧 follow up 我哋會再跟進遊戲。就係咁多啦，多謝各位收聽。
仲有人聽緊㗎。
應該有係長差。
我睇翻
佢個時區唔同㗎嘛？點解咩都唔間？
但係我睇好似係。就係咁多，多謝各位收聽，下次再見，拜拜。
一飛城應該今次唔係。